You are receiving a call from Franklin County's Correctional Center inmate.
Label Robinson.
Press 1 now to accept these charges.
Welcome in to the No AC OnlyFans podcast with your host, Big Crispy, aka Big Simpin, aka Tyler Gump. Sitting across the table like always, my main man, Christian Klein.
Hey, you're fucking up. I'm right next to you.
Hey, true. Wait, a special guest, a long time. He's the FBI's fifth most wanted. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because this man's got pussy on demand. It's Jewy V.
Hey, yo, what's up? Hashtag Hugo Hammer. Hey, listen, AKA Label Jennings Robinson.
Hey, label's the main name. That's the one we've been using from the get-go.
Yes, sir.
Hey, and by the way, I ain't gonna sit here and pay no disrespect to Erica C, but we got Erica C over here.
Hey, what's up?
In the building. Hey, she's got this popping ass TikTok. She's gonna tell you all about it. How many followers you got, Erica?
Almost 10K.
Hey,
We're getting there.
Hey, what's that username?
Erica NC24.
Hey, y'all better go out and follow that shit. Erica NC24.
You better troll.
Don't forget, she's been a long time listener and a generator of many questions that we have discussed on this podcast.
Yes, indeed.
That's true.
A lot of questions about your boyfriends and shit like that, or whatever the fuck, men in general in relationships.
Yeah, she's always asking the questions. And if you listeners wanted to know, Erica 24C, she's single now. So if y'all wanted to know,
now you know.
Let's get it popping.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, let's pop, man. Yeah, that's a fact.
So we got to talk about, your time and experience of, being a free man now, Label. How does it feel? Feeling good?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm feeling great. But could you pass me a beer before I continue?
Pass you a beer before you continue, son?
Yeah.
We literally asked you
we asked you if you needed a beer.
To get your brew.
Do you have to go get a beer?
I really have to.
No, I got a brew for you. I got a brew for you.
Me.
We gonna have to take that quick commercial break a little earlier than we expected. But I think we should give the baton to me right quick because I got hella questions.
Hit us with them.
Because I was kind of a part of this whole ordeal.
Yeah.
So
What's up, bro?
My first question for you is, what was going on in that house over there in Dublin? What was going on over there? Because that actually is part of my life because my girl for the first night picked me up at that joint. So let's talk about what was going on. Thank God she ain't go inside.
Hey, listen. Are you talking about the house and
Yeah, you know exactly what house I'm talking about.
Okay, you talk about Tara's house. All right. Screech on nothing, but Tara's also my mom's name, so I think I felt the goosebumps right when I met another Tara. It's like she's just gonna fuck me up and everything. But I moved in, everything was all right. You know what I mean? I mean, what can I say? Everything was all right. I had my dope man downstairs. I mean, you already know.
Rule number one. If your dope man's living downstairs, probably not the best place to stay.
Yeah.
If there's holes in the wall, probably not the best place to stay.
If the sink ain't working right, probably not the best place to stay.
You got a little 5-year-old Ninja Turtle running around that fucking house with a bunch of bed heads, probably not the best place to stay.
No, not at all. Actually, if we're about to get real serious about it just for a second before I just like to laugh and shit. I impregnated her and she had a miscarriage. But other than that, I'm dealing with that. But what's funny though is that I was living with her and she threw a whole bookcase at me down the stairs.
Bitch is strong.
No, you told me that you got through down the fucking stairs.
Yes, I'm down. I only got through it like 3 or 4 times.
With the bookcase.
Yeah, with the bookcase. Yeah, including that. Other than that, I got beaten to a pulp and then shoved in the closet, and I thought that was healthy.
You was getting your ass beat by her?
Yes, 100%.
Bro, have you ever met her ass? She looks like she could whoop that ass.
True.
Most definitely.
I mean, I did meet her that one time that I went over there and I looked straight at Christian. I said, I'm never fucking come back to this house again.
He did say that. He did say that.
One thing I gotta talk about from this whole situation is the 62-year-old alcoholic that fucking stayed on the.
No, you're talking about Pops.
On
You're
the
talking
couch.
about Pops.
Every day, this motherfucker. I looked at him one day. I said, how many beers you drink a day? For real, I said, how many beers you drink a day? He said, about a case. I said, what you mean by a case? Are we talking a 12 or, you know, like...
Or are we talking a big 30?
What we got going on here?
Are we talking a big 30?
He said 24. he said 24 at least.
He drinks a 24 rack a day?
I said, how long you been doing that? He said, at least 15 years. I said, all right. Well, I can tell you're fucked up, but I didn't know you was that fucked up. All right, so, how long you been doing that? He said,
I know what he said.
about 15, 20 years.
Yep.
And then, the next question I asked was,
Yep.
You ain't never had no liver problems? He said, no, thank God, I ain't never had no problem. I'm like, motherfucker, what is this? Jesus Christ? We got up in here in the meth house? What we got going on here? He was just astonished. And every time he woke up, I seen his ass. He took his right hand, he reached the fucking to the right on the fucking on the little stable he got next door. Yeah. He took that beer. God damn, sir. I know you got about 18 liver spots going on, and I'm praying for you.
That's fucking wild, dude. Alcoholics, man, they're something else. Drinking every day and shit like that, functioning. Yeah. Speaking about alcoholics, I think we may work with a functioning alcoholic. Like, I may work with a functioning. There's rumors going around right now that this lady's going out in her car drinking, and that might be the thing, man. But if you got it, if you got a problem, try to go get help. That's the best thing you can do.
There's a difference.
No, there's a big difference.
There's a difference between an alcoholic and, because I know a substantial amount of people that come home after a long day of work and drink a couple beers and go to bed.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is...
That's the mainstream.
Is you waking up, as soon as you wake up, reaching for that beer, drinking.
That's a problem.
And you're just drinking all day. You got the shakes. You're drinking because you need to drink.
Yeah.
I think when you come home and you need a couple beers because you're unwinding because you had a long day, I think that's honest. I'm not going to sit here and say that that's the best thing, but I'm going to go ahead and say that is honestly the American norm, especially when you work a blue-collar job or you work in the hospital or you just work a job that takes everything out of you. I mean... Some people just need that escape.
No, I feel you.
Speaking about alcoholics.
I got him.
No, but honestly, I just want to know you guys' thoughts because I think most people kind of grew up with that type of culture to where, I don't know if your parents had a couple beers at night after they got off work or... God damn, all right. So, whatever. Erica, what do you think? How did you grow up? Did your parents drink a little bit after work, or was that a no-go for you, or?
No, my parents actually, they don't drink, so.
Period.
Yeah.
Period, come on.
Is it because they're religious, or?
No, like family functions, we all get together and drink, but we just don't really, I don't know. It's more of like a social type thing,
So every once in a while.
I understand what she's saying because I can't really drink unless it's socially either.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I can't sit at the house and just drink by myself.
I wouldn't go home and just go drink by myself. That's not normal for me.
No, I'm not going to say by yourself. I think it's just...
What are you talking about, bro? That's what you was just talking about.
By yourself.
Okay, but you come home every day from work and are alone for X amount of hours, and you drink, correct?
I don't come home alone.
With the dog. What the fuck?
You're never alone.
Me and my girl get off about the same time.
Okay, before that, before you were on that schedule.
We ain't talking about before.
Oh yeah, because before on that schedule, you come home,
a couple beers
you drink alone, or when you was living back at your parents, you would go out in the garage and drink by yourself and invite my ass over to come hang out.
All right, motherfucker, you act like you ain't never went home and just picked up 24 boneless wings to go to the club to eat.
I never said anything about no boneless wings. I'm just saying it's okay. It's okay that you drink alone, but don't be talking about it. You are the person that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do drink alone.
And that's all.
But like I said, a special person to me that I know went to a therapist.
Yeah.
A couples therapist. You know what the therapist said?
Oh, yeah.
You know what the couple therapist said?
What did they say?
When someone brought up that somebody drinks too much, you know what the couples therapist said? He said, all right.
What's the problem?
Well, do they beat you? No, they don't beat me. Well, do they do this? No, they don't do that. And the person said, all right, well, what's the problem? What's your vice? What do you do? What are you addicted to? Exactly. And that certain person didn't have shit to say.
Does everybody know their vice then?
I think most people know what their vices are.
What's your guys' vices?
Label just got out of rehab, so he can tell you all about it.
Well, I don't know if those were just vices, man.
Listen.
But you was doing that. Let's be honest here. We'll go deep with it.
All right, you about to go deep?
Most of that usage and shit that you was doing with for the longest time was because
dumb it down for them out there. Dumb it down.
Most of everything you did was because you felt some type of way or some type of past dealing that you could not handle healthy, and you handled it in unhealthy ways. Is that not correct?
All right, you are actually fully correct on that. I did not know how to deal with anything in my life. I've had certain people that have come around and said they actually understand me, and they're actually there for me. But you really find out the truth in the end. And all I know is that take it easy day by day. And I'm proud to call myself right now 132 days without dope. So I'm proud of that.
And that's a big accomplishment, like we said before.
That's huge.
It takes a lot. Not a lot of people. Most
really
people
does.
that come out of that situation fall back into old habits.
Yes.
And it's the matter of just staying out of it and coping with what you were dealing with in the past in a better, healthy way.
Yes, I love you for that.
And surrounding yourself with better people.
Yes.
That can help you in that situation.
That could change my life.
For real.
100%.
And that's why he's got homegirl here with us on the podcast.
You ain't got to call her out like that, now.
Listen, I'm not going to call her out, but listen. Me and my homie over here, Erica Nicole Cunningham, if I may, have been
That is my name.
that is her name.
Don't wear it out.
That is her name. Nah, for real. I've been talking since on and off because her parents actually hate me. And
First talking ever, and her brother hates you too.
Yes.
Way to throw that in there.
I was all part of it.
Listen. I understand that, but like, they got to understand that was years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm a new person now.
I think I was like 15.
Yeah.
People change and over time, but that's just a relationship you have to work on building at that point.
Of course. I'm trying to build every single Lego block.
What he's trying to say is he's out of rehab and he's better now.
Yeah.
Which is good. What's your vice, though? We'll go into you. Do you have any vice when you get home from...
please.
Besides TikTok?
She makes TikToks and shows a little ass and shows a little titties.
Not even. Honestly, no. I don't really do much, to be honest. Like,
I know.
after a 12-hour day, I go home to my cats and go to sleep. So
No, sitting on your phone watching certain shows.
Obviously, I'd be on my phone.
What do you consider that a vice, though?
Sure, watching TikToks.
I'm just saying, everybody has something. It has to be something.
Everybody's got a vice. Everybody does. How many cats you got?
I have 3.
Hey,
yo.
You get one more and you're
listen.
single cat.
Listen. Mila, and Mittens.
Yep, he's got it.
Did you know they say the reason why there's crazy cat ladies is because there's a certain
number.
There's a certain virus or like.
You're telling me I'm mentally ill is what you're saying?
No. I'm trying to think what it is. It's like a parasite. There you go. That's what word I was.
Now I got a parasite.
There's a certain No, this is for real. Look, I'm serious. Look it up. There is a certain parasite in cat litter that it affects certain people that don't have the gene in their body to fight it off, and it gets in their brain, and it makes them messed up to where like the smell of cat piss, like it intrigues them. So that's why there's like people with like 50 cats is because they have that parasite. It affects them, and they keep buying more and more cats because the smell of cat piss is basically like gets them high.
Hear me out.
This is a real thing.
Hear
Look
me
it
out.
up.
I know.
Cat piss does not intrigue me. That would not get me to buy more cats. I rescue cats, okay?
Yeah,
my first 2 are rescued. The third one I got from a family friend, so that's why I have 3 of them. But
you get one more cat, I'm calling an expert.
I have thought about getting a 4th.
Are you serious?
I have thought about it.
But if we ever get to the point where you start liking the smell of cat piss, we're going to have to take you to the doctor.
No, I don't. I keep my house clean. It smells good all the time.
It does look fairly clean.
It's always clean. I mean, not right now. It's probably not the best, but
it'd be investigated.
How do I be investigated when you have your friends on social media? I see all the shit you do too.
Yeah, but I don't be looking at people's houses, you creepy motherfucker.
What do you think? I'm like going and stalking their house? No, I see her post.
He's gotta do his daily checkup.
I see her post a Snapchat.
I'm telling you, this motherfucker tried to hide it.
If you post a Snapchat or a TikTok, you're looking in the background too. You're
not like you.
Hey, all my TikToks are in my house though, so most of them.
Fair.
So you are seeing my house.
Now I do have a question.
But I don't be paying attention to that shit. Anyway, that's besides the point. Whatever.
I do have a question in regards to this.
Yeah. Ask your question.
If your coffee table ain't fucking quite to the expertise of what Big Crispy wants, he's gonna let you know about it.
I mean,
but anyway.
Yeah.
We're going to break it back down.
What's your question, Crispy?
A couple questions from my
gotta
homie
ask
label.
this real quick.
Ask it. Come on,
about her
Crispy,
TikTok.
Next.
In your TikToks that you do you get dressed up for that shit on purpose, or are you like wearing that for the day and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna post a TikTok because I'm gonna go out in this outfit?
Yeah, naturally. Are you naturally dressed for that?
sure, my dress TikTok, that was a planned one. I put the dress on just for the TikTok.
That makes sense.
But all my other ones, though, for sure, like, the outfit is what... All the other ones, though, the outfit is usually what I'm wearing throughout that day. I don't just, like, put an outfit on. I mean, I will, like, get ready, though. I'll do my hair and stuff, But,
I just never thought... I didn't know if that was, like, a thing, because I'm not out there posting dancing TikToks. I might start, though.
Yeah,
No AC OnlyFans podcast
going
to go wild.
Do some dancing TikToks.
Hey, that's our plan, though.
I'll teach you how to dance. Bro.
Okay.
Hey, we're
real.
gonna do in the next 2 weeks.
How to dance.
By the end of the month, we're gonna do the Fat Lives Matter dance.
Oh my gosh!
On campus.
Bro, why you gotta say that?
With because we talked about it in previous episodes. It's a known thing. We're
telling
gonna do it.
It's the videos that you don't try in that go viral. Exactly. The ones you put effort in, they don't go viral. You gotta be doing some goofy
we'll
shit.
End up on 10 TV news.
That's facts.
Local fat man standing downtown with his shirt off.
This ignorant, obese fucker and his homie, Christian Clark.
Jesus. What's your questions for Label? Since he was about to dive deep.
The first question I gotta ask is for Eric.
Okay.
Please ask her.
Did you purposely take your bra off for that?
Why'd you have to bring this up again?
That was my first question.
You're talking about the dress video.
Yeah. You already know what we're talking about.
Well, the dress you don't wear with a bra, so
Come on,
it's
guys.
backless. You can't wear a bra with that dress. It looks weird. The whole point of the dress is to show off your back, so you can't wear a bra.
You don't remember
So
prom?
yeah, I purposely took my bra off for the dress.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I asked.
Okay.
Right.
You don't remember the prom when girls used to wear those chicken cutlet thingies on their...
Oh, trust me, I remember those proms.
I remember we was dancing the one night, and I looked down and I said, what the fuck is that? Some girl's titties on the floor. Shit was just laying there, and I was like, ew, what the fuck? Bitch was trying to pack some heat or something.
She was trying to pack something.
That's funny.
Good times.
Those things are fucking weird.
Davidson was a wild place.
Yeah, let's not talk about Davidson.
All right, so
Please.
Label, we've been wanting to have you on this joint for quite a while.
Since the beginning, to be honest.
And we have brought you up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Eric, you can,
I'm sorry.
tell us about
You're
that.
okay, you're okay.
It's mostly slander and my...
No, it's not slander.
You left that motherfucker downtown, Tyler.
Bro, you really did, though.
You left his
You
ass
really fucking
downtown.
did. Bro,
Motherfucker, you should have been 6 miles away at the crow here, motherfucker.
Bro, are we really about to get in this right now?
Oh, we're getting in it. But hey, we ain't gonna start with that. We ain't gonna start with that.
Yeah, please not.
So, I'm just gonna start out with the story.
Alright, Jesus. I gotta breathe.
I'm happily dating my girl right now.
Yes.
In the first place, that I don't know how the fuck this happened, but I asked her to come pick me up, and it was at the meth house.
Are you alright? Because you already told about this.
I don't know the story, so
We're going further into the fucking story.
Okay.
Go further into it.
Yes, I'm fine. Anyway, so...
What happened?
Fucking Christ.
Okay, now you getting mad.
Anyway, because this motherfucker... Alright. Anyway, so, like I said before, my girl picked me up from this crib, and there was a lot of shit going on. She picked me up, there was about 8 meth heads chilling out front of the goddamn house, and she picked me up, and then about a couple weeks later, she said, thank God you didn't ask me to go in. I seen a couple of meth heads out there. But...
I understand that.
You know, if I'm going to talk about the house honestly, I ain't never said this shit around Label, but you know, we're on our podcast
Yep.
right now. So one time we went upstairs and I seen some meth head teenagers chilling in the bed upstairs.
Teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers.
Was that the couples? There were like 2 couples that lived in the same room?
There was a bunch of couples, and they was all and they was all about 16.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Looks like their teeth was about 2 weeks away from falling out.
That's it.
Looks like they had some skin particles getting ready to fall off.
They're starting young.
Hey, you already know how they doing it nowadays.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was some crazy ass shit going on in that fucking house. And we got a first-hand tenant over here to my left. He'll tell you all about it. Let's just go ahead. I ain't even just start talking about it. Then I'll throw you with some questions. Mr. Post Malone.
Just because I got braids in doesn't mean
Nah, just because of a lot of things.
Alright, so when I first met Tara, everything was good. Both of my homies committed suicide. And one of them went and graduated with me in Congregation Bet Tikva, where we grew up together, and we did 16 years in my own synagogue, and I went to Israel with him like twice.
Wait, who's this?
Spencer Richmond.
Wait, he was in the house?
Wait, Spencer? I think I know who you're talking about.
Spencer Richmond, yeah.
He died?
He killed himself, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been so depressed for so many years. And if you guys follow Marvel at all, you'll understand when Bruce Banner went to Iron Man and said, you know what the secret of me being mad is that I'm mad all the time. To me, it's I'm depressed all the time and I'm looking for better. I'm trying to better myself out there. And other than meeting Tara, yeah, she abused me, cursed me out, made me want to get into this suicidal shit that you see in my arms. She threw me downstairs. She would like physically abuse the fuck out of me, but like that doesn't really mean
who
nothing.
was this, Tara?
Yeah, it's Tara. But like, I loved her as a whole, if that makes sense. Like, I just loved who she was. I didn't love that, like, alcohol and different drugs,
Methamphetamines?
Jesus. Methamphetamines, crack, cocaine, bath salts, LSD, shrooms made her feel.
Christ.
No. It's just, this is all. Hold on, I got one more.
Just naming them all.
I didn't appreciate how all these drugs made her feel, but like I knew who she was and the person, and I'm okay with that. And I literally had to go through all that to realize that she was just fake, just using me. And I'm gonna be honest. Okay, you guys want me to be really honest? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, why? Okay, so Bree, my girlfriend that I had for 3 years, she fucked my whole life up, man.
Yeah. I remember her.
Yeah, she would literally abuse me and then fuck me right behind my back in my own house, and I would buy her all these things, and I just want to buy her time, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to buy her time so I could spend with her, and she wouldn't even do it. And after 3 years, she didn't even know my middle name.
Hey, I got a question for you, because this is something that Tara told me.
Okay, before you say that.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with you. She told me that she was laying in the bed with her son and the son's girlfriend, and they started fucking in the same bed she was laying in. That's her son.
So what? My old
you got an excuse for this, you sick son of a bitch?
No, there's no excuse for it. No, I'm just being real. There's no excuse for it.
No excuse.
She literally told me that, and this wasn't even my girlfriend, but girlfriend at the time. Like, she'd only use me for money too.
Who?
Tara.
She was using you for money?
Yeah, when she already had everything set, which is weird, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, so she told me that, oh my God, yeah, my son and his girlfriend literally just got their dick sucked, and look, I got it on video, and that was weird. And now she's
what?
Yeah, no shit.
Wait. She was.
Fuck.
She saw the whole thing and videoed it, bro. Like,
at that point, you would just get out of bed. I mean,
wouldn't you think that's like?
That's some incesty shit if I ain't never heard of.
I literally called the police on her, and she got mad at it and then beat me because I called the law on her for child pornography. So you're right.
Wait, how old was her kid?
16.
Oh, he wasn't an adult?
Yeah, that makes it 10 times worse.
No, that makes it 10 times worse.
That's pretty bad.
So this is what she's facing. She's literally facing, like, I already know, like, sex offender, for sure.
Oh, great.
For, like,
she should probably be
16 years.
At that point,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about her youngest son, but that's bad too.
Christ.
Even that
Yeah.
age.
Well, that's just weird.
Terrible.
Like, who? I don't know. That's weird.
That's crazy.
Who does
That's
that?
crazy. But I'm just gonna go at where I'm at now. Again, this is Erica. I love this woman with everything, and I'm just waiting for the day she'll actually give me a chance just to make her life so much better.
Damn, he's been waiting forever.
Little simping
pouring his
over
heart
there.
out.
We'll let
simping.
y'all know if it happens.
Hey,
It probably won't, but I
got
will
a
just be her
legit-
best friend for the rest of her life.
I got a legit question for you, Label.
Okay, is it about her? I really
No.
hope it is.
So
Nah, it definitely ain't about her.
this is
about some real shit.
No, this goes back through the whole time and all the relationships you have.
Go ahead.
Do you understand and feel some type of way about like the people that were good versus bad in your life? And do you feel like you may have fucked over a lot of good people and kept around a lot of bad people? Because like they say, I mean, they do say it, like, you know, we talked about your past and feeling some type of way, you know, hurt people. And I mean, have you recognized that and even thought about making amends, or, you know, do you think that's a way to start helping with your recovery and everything?
Okay, so what my recovery is going right now, the 10th step is to literally like fall in line and apologize to everybody that I've done wrong. And I've done wrong to a lot of people in my life, and it sucks. Because I don't know how to say I'm sorry without saying sorry. You know what I mean? Like, when you've done so many people wrong, but like you've built up a lot of money with their own, and you still have to say you're sorry. That's what sucks. But to all the women out there that I've ever hurt, I am sorry, but you hurt me too in a way, because all you wanted was one thing. And they only just want my money. They don't want me for my soul.
Yeah, but that's the people. You shouldn't be apologizing to those people, though, because those are the people that aren't shit.
Too. But I hurt them, too.
Yeah, I mean, so you may have hurt them in some type of way, but if they were in it for one thing and one thing only, fuck them.
Yeah, you know it's...
I mean, it don't matter if you hurt them or not. Like, listen, you try to fuck me over, so I mean, you kind of deserve what you got.
But you know what the biggest sorrow in my life is? Right here.
Damn, we don't get no recognition.
Listen. Listen. The biggest story in my life with a woman that I've only wanted to spend the rest of my life with is right here. Because in 8th grade, I said some foul shit to her.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
No, it's no joking matter, bro. I really said some foul shit to her.
I bet you did.
It happens, you know.
No, it doesn't. And I love you so much of it, though. I love you so much, and I just want to create something with you. And if that takes the rest of my life, I'm all the way down for it. But if it doesn't, or you just want to be friends, I will love you like a friend's no end. And that's why I'm just wait till I serenade you later, okay?
This man.
Nah, but for real, the only person that I've ever hurt in my life, honestly, and I've felt bad to the core about, is Eric and Nicole Cunningham. And why is in 8th grade, because I made her cry over her wanting to
many
leave
times.
Me. Yeah.
Let's just throw that out there.
I feel like you was always crying.
Oh, I mean, probably, yeah.
I mean, did you ever express your issues to him?
She did with me.
For sure. I mean, like, Label was like the first guy I ever had feelings for. Like,
yeah. How about now?
I remember the Katama.
We're going to make this podcast real awkward.
I remember you would go to Katamu and you would tell him that you were going, and then you wouldn't come, and then you would fucking video chat him or whatever and be like, I'm not coming, and then you would be crying, and he'd be
But
like,
I would be at home, though. I really wouldn't.
You would be at home.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on you for a really long time.
But then Label would be talking to us about it.
Yeah.
Because I give a fuck about you.
We hung out a couple times, though, so...
Yeah, so we had our first kiss together.
Dude, we was going to fuck Katamu every week.
Dude, Katamu was the hangout spot.
Yes,
it
was.
That's what I was trying to tell Crispy. Crispy was not a part of the
What the fuck
prime.
you talking about? I went like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but he was not a part of the prime time.
You went back in the day?
I mean, it felt...
That's what... No, he didn't go back
not
in
when
the
we
day.
were, like, kids, though.
Like in high school.
Like, when we were, like...
sophomore
when
year?
you was in, like, 8th grade, and I was, like, sophomore, junior?
That's when I went.
Crispy.
No, motherfucker, you said...
Motherfucker, you gonna drink my whole drink?
Bro, I will buy you a new one, bro. I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, go to the gas station. Go buy me a new one, motherfucker.
I'm a millionaire. Calm down.
This guy.
I know. Ain't
No, okay. We'll kind of get away from the super touchy feeling.
Okay.
But I kind of want to touch on your whole, because we say it all the time, the simping thing, and we're talking about casual dating. Is like you said, you wanted to bring up this topic, and casual dating. Do you think why people fall into the casual dating and why it's so popular now is because guys get betrayed as being weak or like bitches or something if you so-called simp on a girl. If you treat her the right way and feel some type of way, we get looked at like, oh, he's a simp and he's a bitch, blah, blah, blah. He's like whipped. And do you think that's what causes casual dating, I guess you could say? Because he's like, I'm just fucking her. If he says it that way, then he's cool to his buddies. But if he's like, nah, I love this bitch, then he's an asshole. You know, he's a little pussy. It's kind of how it's put in our eyes. I don't know how it is for women.
Hey, tell us.
Let me go in for a second.
I love you.
So I'm new to the whole dating game, right? I was in a relationship for 4 years, whatever. I only dated one person.
Yep.
Now that I'm single, dating fucking sucks. Makes no sense at all. Okay?
I agree with that.
Download a Bumble, right? That's probably my first red flag right there.
First of all them apps are pretty much hookup apps.
Well,
That's
no.
it.
Well, I was at work. I was at work with all the nurses, talking to them. I'm like, hey, what's the best dating app? You know? And then they were like, Tinder's hookups, okay? And I was like, well, I don't want a hookup. I want a relationship, you know? I don't do hookups, so...
Should have downloaded that eHarmony.
Well,
The Amazon dating.
But hear me out. I got to the point where I downloaded Bumble.
That Christian mingle.
That's what I was about to say. I looked into it because I'm like, maybe I just need a Christian guy that's like, you know, somewhat religious. That's not going to just take advantage of me at this point.
That's what my mom thought.
You know, I heard bad things about Christian mingle though. So.
No, yeah, because a lot of people abuse a lot of people get on them sites and fake it. Just
they all fake it. They all fake it. And here's the thing where this is where I get pissed off. So nowadays, with our generation, it's literally one of two things: hookups, or they say they want a relationship and then they get what they want and then they just say like, oh, I'm not fit for a relationship.
No,
then why even say it to begin with?
Why people just fuck? Because if they know they can get what they want.
I disagree with that.
No, that's just a fact.
Well, that's what not everybody feels the type of way we do because
you can listen, you can be so upfront and honest with someone. I tell you, these guys I met with since my breakup, literally, I will be upfront and honest and tell them like, hey, I'm down to hang out with you. We can spend time, whatever. I want a relationship at the end of it. So I mean, granted, you have to hang out and get to know someone before you can have a relationship, right?
Right. Yeah, for
sure. Not saying that like it has to turn into something, but you have to have that mindset of like the potential of a relationship, you know? So I tell them that up front, and then you go to hang out with them, spend time. Obviously, there's going to be hookups here and there. That's just realistic if there's like that physical connection.
Yeah.
But then it's like after 2, 3, 4 times of hanging out, that's when they're like, oh, I'm not fit for a relationship. I'm not ready.
No,
which is why I get the whole casual dating thing.
Some of them make those. Make those excuses. Though.
It's like why say
some
it?
Some of them really do if they're not really about it. Yeah.
But they act like they do. They say all the things you want, and then it just doesn't happen. It's
Eric,
like why
I
say
think
that?
at that point, that's when you realize that that's not the person for me.
Well, I mean, yeah, at this point, I'm realizing that. So
what she's saying is that she doesn't need to go through that, though.
But
yeah, like I feel like if you can be upfront with someone and tell them like, this is what I'm wanting. If you're not wanting that, okay, then goodbye. But if you are wanting that and you tell me you want that, follow through with it. Don't just make it seem like you just want to hook up.
Don't waste my time.
I just want to be that person to tell you that not every person is like that, because if I want to break down my relationship and how I started it with my girlfriend, it
COVID-19,
nothing like
baby.
that. I mean, yeah, there were some hiccups, but like, I just went in real as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was never no after the 4th time.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. I feel like it should be one of two things. It's either you want a relationship, you make it work, whatever, or you just stay single. Like this whole casual dating, like hooking up, I don't understand the point of like investing your feelings into someone, spending time and just not putting a label or having the commitment. I get it, like guys just want to fuck around, but
whoa.
That's what casual.
Christian, a lot of people are age.
Yeah, I completely respect that.
She for real though.
I'm saying look up the definition of casual dating.
No, I literally
That's what it is.
I literally did that before we started the podcast.
It's literally just friends with benefits.
I just want to say this to you.
I'm in love with you.
When it comes to anything,
man, you've had too much to drink.
No, I'm just being honest.
No, I'm talking about
her wild spirit.
No, but Erica, as we talk about this, honestly, when you are going through the motions, going through the motions of getting to know somebody,
get to there, bub. Come on.
I'm saying you should know after the first time of hanging out with someone if there's a vibe or not, and if there's not, just end it right then and there. Don't keep it going for days and then have emotions invested and then say I'm not ready.
But a lot of people that do that.
And that happens a lot.
I agree with that. Yeah, okay.
A lot of people that do that though, they do it for a reason. I don't think the people that are doing that are like just getting cold feet. I think the people are doing that are going into it knowing
They just
like,
wanted some
hey, I'm gonna
and
fuck
they wanna
around
get
with her.
somebody else.
Yeah, and once I get it, I get it. And those are the worst type of people. You should be upfront.
But it's the ones that say that they're not like that.
But that's what they're gonna do. That's like the classic fuck boy right there. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna fuck with their feelings, and then when I get what I want, I'm gonna dip when things get serious.
Hey, Erica, sounds like you've been fucking with some
But
fuck
hear
boys
me out
there.
too.
Oh,
Hear me out too. Hear me out though.
You love them fuck boys,
But hear
don't
me
you,
out.
Erica? Go ahead.
I have had 2 guys now, that I met on Bumble. Met my parents. Don't meet my parents if you're not gonna stick around. That was the point of that. Meets my parents, whatever, says that you're everything I want a relationship. They still, just dip out.
That's just something.
I don't get it.
That's something else.
It's happened twice. I don't get it.
I got a question for you. What about the boy to your left? Has he met your parents?
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Other than your brother that doesn't like him, I remember that.
No.
They say him at the door, and they're
ask
like,
her. No, ask her first.
have a good day.
No, come on. Please, I really need to
No,
know
he
this
has
right
not met my parents.
now. No, never. Would you let me?
Would you let him?
I'm at the point now where I'm not just going to let anyone meet my parents because...
Oh.
Of course, we're
don't know.
grown
That's a
now.
good
Definitely
answer.
now, right now, I'm kind of at this point where, yes, I want a relationship, but honestly, within the past couple months with the whole dating thing, it's just kind of fucked me over. So I'm kind of, doing my thing and, things happen, but...
Because you can't really that's the thing, you can't really force it. That's what sucks.
No shit.
And like we talked about in past episode, is there somebody out there for you? Yes, no.
I believe there's probably multiple people out there for someone, honestly. I don't think there's just one person.
But how many people do you think force a relationship and are in that relationship for years?
A lot. I was in that
unhappy?
situation for 4 years.
Right. So you was unhappy. You were unhappy for almost the whole 4 years.
Well, yeah, the relationship was pretty much I guess I can dive into it. So before we even started dating back in 2016, we were best friends, right? And then right when we started dating back in 2017, it was still that friendship pretty much. There was obviously in the beginning that romantic connection. You have to be somewhat attracted to the person, obviously, but there was definitely more of that friendship part. And so, we carried that friendship on throughout the whole 4 years of being together. But the romantic connection, when I tell you there was no connection, there was nothing. We never kissed, we never had sex, nothing.
What?
For 4 years.
For 4 years?
Yeah.
What?
Why would you?
No, listen.
Well,
listen.
okay, maybe not 4
She told me
years.
the same thing.
At least 2 years. The last 2 years of our relationship, we never had sex.
So
Nothing.
that's
There was
the
nothing.
point.
So he wasn't eating no cooch, you were eating no ass?
No, nothing, bro.
Nothing.
She told me.
Nothing?
I mean, a kiss goodbye was being forced. It wasn't even like that. And I
So
love
at
you.
that
was
point, but what kept you in it for another 2 years at that point? Because wouldn't you think after a couple of months that you're okay, it's just time to go?
I mean, honestly, probably the 3rd year, I would say, is when, the relationship
Why didn't you come up to him and be yeah, why ain't you eating my
No,
coochie?
no, I did. I did.
I don't think that's
for real.
No, I tell you, the 3rd year was when, the relationship really died out. I mean, I started to realize, I'm not happy. He's probably not happy, clearly, if he's not doing anything.
Right.
It was we had this routine where, we would go to work, we'd come home to each other, he'd play Xbox, I would just sit there on the couch next to him. The typical guy shit. But, that was our relationship.
No, that ain't no typical
And,
guy shit.
for me, I was comfortable with that, though.
I don't play no games.
Yeah. We never went on dates. I still, to this day, I've never been on a date, and I am almost 23.
That's sad.
Oh my
Never been on a date.
Now, but the whole extending the whole thing, you knew you were unhappy.
Yeah.
Why did you continue it though?
Honestly,
Were you just afraid to jump out and be alone? Is that what the issue is?
No. It wasn't even that. Honestly, so my relationship was really toxic. Verbal abuse was every day. It was literally a daily thing.
Sad.
So I have literally voice recordings of him, because it got to that point where I was this is not fucking normal. And I kind of got scared at one point, because it's you never know what he's going to say or do. He has laid his hands on me before.
Oh,
and, my whole family knew about it. But I was in that, when you're in that mindset, when you're in a toxic relationship, Lay will probably understand. It's you love them as a person, which is why I want to touch on what he was saying. You love them as a person. You may not be in love with them, so you stay with them, regardless of what you're going through, whether it's physical, verbal, whatever. But eventually, I feel you come to realize, this isn't healthy. I'm not being treated right. There's someone out there who will, not scream at me every day, make me cry every day.
Yeah.
Did you
Of course.
Did you feel because you said you loved him as a person, did you feel you may have been able to either change or help him fix or go through his problems? Is that another reason why you kind of would stay?
Honestly, in the beginning, yes. Like, he had a lot of issues, and I looked at all of his past relationships, so I was kind of like, I want to be the different one. Like, I want him to stick around with me and, like, build a life with this person. So, you know, we tried to make it work. Like I said, we lived together for 4 years, so we definitely tried to make it work, but it just came to the point where, like, we both decided, like, we're both not happy, you know, this isn't healthy, it's toxic, and then we just split ways, and now I live on my own with my cats.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, since you were talking about your past relationships.
Mm-hmm. The one that I've been...
Yeah, the one.
Yeah.
The one big one.
So, could you be with a man that didn't eat the coochie? And didn't have no sexual relations?
I was with someone like that, so I mean, probably
What?
I could.
Okay, but that relationship just ended.
Okay, hear me out though. This might sound really fucking weird. I might be the only girl like this. I don't know. I'm someone who does not really care for receiving, if that makes sense.
You don't like no dick?
That's weird.
No, I mean,
You're
like,
a pleasure giver, not receiver.
Yeah.
You
like, that's how I
find
am.
pleasure in giving.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd really, like, we can just skip to the sex, honestly. Like, I don't really care for, like, all that foreplay stuff, on, like, my end, at least.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but...
You're, like, the only girl I've ever heard say that.
But it might just because, like, I'm not used to all that, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, now, like, obviously, like, with dating, like, it's new, but I don't really care for it still, you know?
Aww.
So, my question is, could you be with somebody, say that you like somebody and say that they were in a wheelchair or something.
Okay.
Say you love that
famous question.
If you don't shut the fuck up, Chris. Say they were in a wheelchair and they loved you.
Yeah. 100%. I would do it.
100% they loved you.
I know she would do it.
I would, because I don't. Yeah, I don't care about sex. Like, I
care
go
about
for
no sex.
Well, is that the thing? You're more of a connection person than versus
I
looks
don't go
whatever.
for looks either. I go for personality.
Dude, she's fully on spiritual.
I don't think
she's fully on spiritual, bro. I'm just gonna like interrupt real
quick.
Even if she believes she's spiritual or not, but like I'm just gonna tell you this: she loves more of vibes. Like if we connect,
like if we have fun together, we have a good time. Yes. I mean, that's what I care about.
She's more into that than having any sexual relationship.
Okay, so from
it's just a plus.
From listening to what you have to say, I think if I'm gonna be that person, I think you're just waiting on that person you connect with that fucks the shit out of you. For real.
That's gonna be me.
For real, that's really what it is.
Yeah, for real, that's gonna be me.
And then eat your coochie the way it needs to be ate. For real. I mean, that's honestly, that's what it is.
Honestly, I don't think no matter who the person is, I still probably won't care for it.
That's what you say now.
I mean, I've had good sex though. Like I've had good sex with guys.
But
I still don't care for it. I mean, like, yeah, it was nice, but like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, if I don't have the connection with you, then
exactly. So, how do you think you're going to be feeling when you meet that person that you really love, that fucks the shit out of you and eats your coochie, right? How are you gonna be feeling?
Exactly. She even said it. It's just a bonus. I mean, but this is the issue. A lot of girls don't have the same mindset that you have. A lot of girls nowadays, I think it's forced.
I think it's
forced upon society and social media and the way things are. Is the looks thing. Not a lot of people go for someone that just has a connection.
I go for like medium ugly usually. It's like usually my thing.
So because
the most attractive guys, like, that scares me. Like, if I can get my heart broken by a medium ugly guy, it's gonna happen by a really attractive guy. You know what I mean?
But they even say that, like, a lot of people say that even like the most beautiful women are the most loneliest because people are afraid to approach them. Because they're like, I mean, that's kind of your mindset with the hottest guy, right?
Yeah.
You are afraid to approach the hottest guy because what happens when he looks at you and rejects you, you're going to feel some type of way. And that's what they say about, like, women that feel like that is, like, some of them are lonely because people are afraid to go up to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think society puts a big 100%. Picture in everybody's head nowadays that's like, you have to have the hottest person. You got to have this. You got to have that. Blah, blah, blah. Your relationship needs to be like this and that. And it gets forced into people's heads, and then when it's not like that, they don't know what to do. They're like, they feel lost because they're like, oh, I feel like I'm missing something because I'm told I should be this, and this, but I don't have that, but I'm still happy, but I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of relationships die out like that, even though it's a healthy and good relationship and you're enjoying it. It's the whole pressure from everything that puts a damper on it.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely got to be more than looks and sex, and you got to have that connection.
Because you want to grow with someone. It is
more than that. It's
more than that.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, what are you...
You're disagreeing with
about
me.
To get hit. It's more than that. I think it's honestly just... I think it's just... You meet somebody and you just know. You know that that's the person that you're supposed to be with, and that's the person that you're supposed to ride or die with.
But you want to build with somebody.
Y'all laughing?
He just keeps on staring.
But you want to build with somebody.
Come
though,
on,
you know what I'm saying?
get off the camera.
Like, you want to build with somebody, especially you're obviously a little bit younger than us. At this point now,
I mean, I'm 22. I'll be 23 in 2 months. Like, but I'm at the point now where, like, especially, I think part of it too, though, which I feel like too nowadays, like, guys my age, obviously we are young, you know, like fully committing to someone, living with someone's probably like scary for some guys, I feel like. But when you're in a 4-year relationship and you live with someone for 4 years, when you get out of that relationship, you already kind of know what you want. Like, compared to someone who's like never lived with someone, you know what I mean? Like, there's guys out there that obviously have never experienced that, so it freaks them out, you know?
Yeah, even in a relationship, you're going to know.
Don't rush it.
You're going to know if you're lacking.
Which I do that, which is probably my issue. Which is probably why guys leave, so.
Because I can tell you from experience,
I never leave.
The person that raised me, because my mom was, I mean, I ain't going to really go into it, but, you know, was never really there. But the person that raised me, she met my father when she was 31, something like that. 29 at the least. And, you know, they had a couple kids together. Yeah. You don't have to rush that shit.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have it now doesn't mean that that's what was meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain point, you got to realize that, you know, you're still young and you're still trying to find
But I tell you though, that's what I be wanting though. You know,
I know that's what you be wanting, and you're 22.
Yeah.
But do you ever feel?
I'm sure a lot of bitches out there is wanting that shit.
But a lot of young couples though you see fall out like late 20s, early 30s. Do you think that's like they feel like they're missing out on something? But you don't have that mindset. You don't
Honestly,
necessarily feel like you're not into the partying and going out. I skipped
that whole stage. I didn't go to college. Like, I never went to parties. Like, I was never that type of person, you know. So,
but do you feel like you're going to be at that stage some point in your life?
No,
where
that does not interest me.
Fear
she's
of
a homebody.
Well, then that's good. Then you know what you want.
Yeah.
And if you're in a relationship, anyways, and you know you're lacking something,
maybe you found
and it's a healthy relationship, you should be able to work on that and be like,
sitting to your right.
You should be able to identify what you're missing in your relationship and work on it together.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. And I feel like a lot of like the old times when people were getting in relationships like 16, 17 and getting married at 18, you know, back in the day, and then together for 50 years, they really had that time to build with each other.
Yeah.
And work on the relationship without distractions and everything like you got nowadays.
Yeah.
And times have changed so much.
Honestly, like this generation it's horrible.
Yeah. Because
I'm curious to see, you know, 4 or 5 years from now, what it's going to be like. Am I still going to be, you know, in the same position I'm in? Like, is dating still going to be the same issue with, like, the whole casual dating hookup type of thing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just curious to see.
But, I mean, if you look at, like, the times, if you look at the divorce rates back in, like, 1950s to now, they've gone up like almost 70%.
Well, then you got the couples that stay together because kids, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, it's unhealthy to do that anyways. I've always been a big fan. Like, you know, I have a daughter, and me and her mom didn't work out and everything. But like,
but you have a daughter?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
No,
but I could not be in a relationship with her, and me and Christian's talked about this before. I knew we were both unhappy together. So why force two people to be unhappy together when you know, like, I'd rather you go off and do your own thing and be happy.
Yeah, please.
And me be happy
though.
too.
Hold up.
You're
Please.
forgetting the fact that she cheated on you.
Yeah.
How many times? But
How many times?
There was a couple,
I don't
but at
give
the
a fuck
Exactly.
about that,
Right,
bro.
but-
Any bitch.
She crushed you, bro.
I guarantee you.
but we tried to make things work, correct? I tried to make things work
to make
with her.
things work, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If
Bro,
my
she
girl
crushed
came
you.
home here tonight and told me that she slept with another man, I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving.
Okay, that was you,
Never
but like
again.
I said,
Which is how it should
but
be.
we
Never
tried,
again.
right? But when you're young like that, we were still what?
Doesn't fucking
19,
matter
20?
who it is.
Right, but,
when it is.
but with having a kid, okay,
How
but
old?
we had a kid.
But I get what you're saying,
You
though.
try
The
to make
kid
it
makes
work.
kind of
Yeah.
a difference.
I tried to make it work because I never wanted to have my
Of
kid to have a
course.
broken home.
How many,
get
ti-
that.
how
My
many
parents, I
times she
didn't-
do it?
Huh?
How many times she do
It was
it?
3 times, but after the third time, it was done and over with.
After the third time.
Oh, big.
Well, no,
What
I'm
in
just
the
saying. Like,
world?
listen. Okay, look. We were together. We were together for 5 years.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So out of the first 3 years were fine, no issues. Have a kid, then shit started happening.
Yeah.
We tried to make it work, but like I said, after that third time, she was living with me, and it was like that. I was like, "Get your shit and go." Like, it's over with. Like, I'm done. Basically.
Well, thank
Don't
you.
want to make the relationship work anymore.
Yeah.
But even look at
I had
it
to go
like
smoke.
now. There's been times.
No.
There's been times
I
in
have
between.
Give it a second.
Dude, I literally have to, bro.
This guy. We'll take a quick commercial break
Hey,
in a
we're
second.
going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we can take a commercial break. I'll continue into
Hey,
my rant
when we
after.
come back,
And I got a good question when we come back. So.
we're
All
going
right.
to talk
Okay,
about our relationship flaws and what we've done wrong and what these bitches done wrong.
And
right
these
back.
boys.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Erica.
Be right back. All right, we're back.
Hey, yo, what's up?
We back.
Before
Before
I get back into the rant, you want to shout out the sponsor one more time?
Hey, we got to shout out to KY Jelly. If you like dick and you like it slick, KY Jelly, baby.
Had to slide that in there. But no, back on the topic. It was one of those things where you just tried to make the relationship work, but after so long, it was like, okay, we don't want to be together. We split up.
Yeah.
There was a point in time during that time though where it was like kind of talked again, you're like chit chatting, things are going good. But it was that realization, like it was like something clicked in my head because I felt some type of way about the breakup for a long time. But something clicked in my head in a point where I was like, I love this person as a person,
Yeah.
but I don't love this person like
As
as
a
a
whole.
relationship
As
or
a whole.
anything anymore. Like, yeah, it would suck if something happened to you, but I get happiness from seeing you happy with whoever that's going to make you happy.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's not about, anything like that. You can go off and be with whoever.
Yeah.
But as long as you're happy, you're happy.
Which that's how you know when you really love someone, I feel like.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How do you know when you really love someone, Erica?
I feel like when you really love someone, I mean, you will stick with them as long as you can until you realize, like, if we're both not happy and, you part ways, whatever, like what he was saying, as long as, like, no matter who they're with, what they're doing, as long as they're happy, that's going to make you happy in the end. That's why I feel like when like, you really love someone, like, they'll go out and do their thing and you're not going to get upset by it.
Yeah. I mean, but you shouldn't be like you said, I think the issue with people have, like, when they get upset, like, especially guys, I guess you could say, when they see somebody that they were dating move on, it's more of a control thing than anything.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts,
it's like,
but...
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, because, you may had some type of,
Like
made her
attachment.
feel in some type of
Yeah.
way, and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, like, yeah, she did everything I said and listened and blah, blah, blah. You get that control mindset and you're just like, she should be following what I say, even when you're not together. And, that's an unhealthy thing for you to be in, even like yourself. Even if you have that thought, like, I should control her, that's unhealthy for you and unhealthy for her.
Yeah. I agree.
But a lot of people don't see it that way, and it is what it is. That's how
Now,
you get stuck.
onto that topic. So, kind of what you were saying before, like with the whole cheating thing. my question for you guys is when your significant other cheats one time, is it one and done?
That's over.
It's over.
Or are there certain like situations or circumstances where like say you have like the best relationship with this person?
Yeah.
Say what if they don't even physically cheat? What if it's like they're just flirting with someone, or like
flirting is
there's like that emotional cheating, you know?
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So
when you betray me to that point to where like I said, like with my girl, I give everything I can. I don't talk to no bitches. I don't flirt with no bitches. So when it comes to something like that, I don't know why y'all are laughing.
No, I was laughing at Wade.
Honestly,
I'm not laughing.
Honestly, this is the truth.
Feel everything.
When you give everything you can to a person,
yes,
and you lay it all out on the line,
yeah,
and they betray you in that manner, no, it's over. You know, because I think this goes for both genders.
Yeah,
you have so many opportunities to betray that, but to betray that trust, to break that bond that you have made with that person. And when you choose to be faithful, and you choose to be that person that says, no, I have so much respect for this person, I love this person to the best of me, and I don't do it, and they break that bond, it's over. Because deep down in your heart, you know that you gave everything you could give to that person. You know that you had all these opportunities to say, hey, I could talk to this bitch. You know, I could meet up with that bitch and I could fuck her too. You know what I'm saying? And you choose not to do that because you love a certain person that much that you want to be faithful to them. You want to do everything you can do to be the best you can be for that person. And, you know, like the question you asked, when you give everything you can for a person and they betray you like that, why the hell would you want to go back to them? No matter the chemistry you say you have, or you say that, you know, they're meant to be with you. No.
So you're telling me, put you and your girl in a situation.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
All right. Say you guys, you know, you're happy. You guys are both in love, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Say on her end, you know, say a guy texts her, whatever.
Yeah.
There's some flirting involved, right?
Of course.
You would end it all just because of some flirting? What if does it ever come to a point where you can accept an apology though and move from it? That's my next question. Do you think someone that cheats, you can accept it, you know, forgive them to an extent, whatever, and continue a relationship with them?
The first thing I'm going to say is, how does she respond to the flirting?
Mm-hmm. Maybe she flirts back.
Okay, well then
it's done with.
It's done with.
It's done with, please.
Okay.
Because I already know if the tables were turned and I did the same shit, it's over.
Well, a lot of guys don't have that mindset, so.
When you meet somebody you love, you get a different mindset.
Okay, has this happened to you though?
I'm telling you, when you're in the situation, I've been emotionally cheated on, not physically, and I still stayed with him. I accepted it. I mean, yes, it fucked me up mentally.
Hey,
but
how did that end?
Well,
Terrible.
I mean, obviously things got worse, but in the beginning,
it didn't end well, did it?
Talk about it.
What do you want me to talk about?
Yes, come on.
Like, I mean, granted, I mean, it was when we had first started dating, right? You know, I had his phone because I was trying to, I think I was setting up my new phone, and I had to go on his phone to call, like, the phone company because I didn't have a phone, obviously. So, was on the call list because I was calling the phone company, right? Saw this girl in his call list multiple times.
Oh,
so at that point, I had a gut instinct. Granted, he's playing Xbox when this is all happening.
I bet.
Like he always does. So,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there, had this gut instinct. You know, I kind of started to get all like jittery feeling, like didn't feel normal. So go through his text messages. That right there is where I found it, you know. And so I looked at him and I said, hey, you know, I see you're flirting with this girl who is this girl, well, he gets all, defensive, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's no one. Like, and I'm like, well, why were you, like, hiding it? And he's like, I'm not hiding it. It's on my phone. I didn't delete it.
Wait, so he was calling her and shit?
Yeah, so he's been, like,
No shit.
yeah. Well,
Put two and two together.
yeah, he would, like, was FaceTiming this girl, texting her, or whatever. And so I was trying to be, like, understanding. I was like, okay, is it just a friend? Like, who is she? Because I didn't know who she was. She was out of state. He never met this girl ever in person, which was even worse because I'm like, okay, so you're giving this girl your attention that you've never even met.
Yeah.
And you have me who literally lives with you.
Because
like,
he probably thought you were never going to find out because she lived out of state.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, he kept it on his phone. So I'm like, that right there is just weird.
That's
like,
just an idiot move. I guess if you're going to be a cheater, be a smart cheater.
Yeah.
Not saying you should be a cheater,
But I mean, I'm saying, like, I forgave him to an extent. And I told him, I said, like, yeah, that fucked me up for a while. Like, probably the whole, like, first year of a relationship.
And you wasn't fucking either? Why the fuck did you stay? God damn.
Listen.
Because I loved him as a person. And that comes down to, that's what happens. Like, when you really love someone, you're going to try to make it work. You forgive them.
Even if they ain't fucking.
Dude, I can't, bro.
What, you got something to say?
I actually understand this entire situation because...
please elaborate.
All right, I will definitely elaborate. So... the relationship that I was in, and I was actually texting her at the time and just trying to get...
it wasn't even like that.
It wasn't even like that.
Okay.
I was honestly just trying to get advice of what to do next, and this woman would beat the shit out of me and treat me like shit.
I know. I was there.
Yeah.
I was around.
I know you were. And I'm not even talking before Tara. I'm talking with Bree. And
I knew that too.
I didn't know about the whole Tara thing. Yeah. I only know about the whole Bree situation.
Oh.
So.
But,
I think Tara was worse.
Tara was a lot worse. Nah, but like, just to be real, like, you know who's really down for you if you stick too many years in some person, and you know what their truth is about, and you know what their love's about, and it might take a really long time, but you just know when you know. And I know now that I deserve better, and she deserves better. And I would love to start with Erica Nicole Cunningham just as friends until we get to that spot. Because I've been waiting so long, bro. I've been waiting so long just to get to know her. Since Katamu. Just to know her, bro. Because when you go through so much, bro, when you get beat and you have so many fucking scars on your left arm, like, you really know what is your true intentions when a bitch fucks you over. You know what I mean? And I know both of y'all been through all that. And I'm so glad that Rachel's there. And I'm so sorry about your baby mom. Man.
No, I mean, that's completely fine. Like we were talking about, like, I had firsthand experience, but not even physical, because I've had it with emotional too.
I'm so sorry.
Emotional too, though, because like I said, there was...
I love you.
Basically, your question did happen. Like, there was times where... like, I caught her basically, like, texting or talking some type of way to somebody. And, it makes you feel like shit. I think that's the thing people don't realize. How bad does it actually affect the person you're dating
100%.
when they find out?
Yeah. It fucks you up.
And
it kills you.
And I can't say I'm no better because, like, this kind of sound fucked up, and we're gonna talk about it because I'm gonna dive into this. I never have personally cheated on someone that I'm in a relationship with. But there was a point in time that I was talking to somebody after my child's mother and everything.
No.
And she was in a relationship with somebody. And I knew. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, this was like wake up at 5 a.m. after he leaves for work on FaceTime for hours.
Oh, God.
Like, we basically FaceTimed until we both went to work.
But not saying it's okay. At the same time. But if you're single... that's on the girl's end, though.
But that's what I'm saying.
She's an idiot.
That's what I'm talking about. But we're doing this the whole time, right? FaceTime and talking, texting, meeting.
Come on.
I want to finish this. Meeting for lunch. You know, all this shit. Like, there was a real connection there. Like, it got to the point where, like,
what made it real? Because, like, not only did we see each other in person and, like, some shit happened, but, like, of course, you could tell. What made it real?
Because you could tell we both had feelings for each other. But he ended up proposing to her during this time that we were having this exchange.
Got you.
And she accepted it.
she accepted it, and basically there was a point in time where she was like, listen, like, I hate to do this, but I have to cut this off because she had a kid with him, and she felt like she had to be with him and get married, and now they have 2 kids, and they're happily married or whatever, but that really hurt for a long time. Like, I felt like an asshole because I'm talking, you know, her husband now doesn't know, like, anything. We were chit-chatting or anything of that. Doesn't know anything like that happened.
What the fuck does it matter? They ain't together?
They're together. They're married with 2 kids.
I thought they got divorced.
No, they're still together, buddy. And
Is this that same bitch that you was talking to me about?
No, not that one. You're thinking about the other girl.
Tyler.
The one I've been talking to.
No, I forgot Tyler. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine, but like,
no, it's not. I felt
like a piece of shit. Don't just go
agreeing with me, bro. It's not fine.
It is because I felt like I felt more. Not. But like, in your opinion, do you feel like you should feel bad for that? Because I felt bad. Like,
not bad for that.
I talked to this girl, and she was in a relationship, and now that guy does not know, and I feel bad for him more than anything because it's like, she kind of played the game, basically, and is getting away with it.
Yeah.
I got a question to ask Erica.
Okay.
So, if we're going to talk about my situation, why the fuck you stepping on my toes? Anyway, so, say you were with somebody, and, like, if we're going to talk about the beginning of me and my girlfriend's situation, so at the beginning, she was with some guy. But I would come over here every weekend.
While she's dating this guy?
Yeah, and he would never come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got to put it like that. But But no, like, for real, like, I would come over here and stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This motherfucker would never come. And I guess they never hung out, but they were still together.
Okay. So what's your question?
And then pretty much at the end, it was pretty much like...
One day he shows up.
No, it was... Before that, she told him, like, hey, like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And then he basically didn't take the information. And then,
so he showed up when you were here?
Yeah, towards the end, but it was already over.
Okay. And
I heard it from the outside. He was like, you broke my heart, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, get the fuck away from me.
But I'm pretty sure, listen, if you're dating somebody and you live 10 minutes down the road from them.
He literally lived 5
I mean, who knows?
Away.
Maybe he was seeing other girls too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
You're telling me you live that close and you ain't coming over during the week. You ain't coming over on the weekends. Nothing. You have to be fucking somebody else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just sounds like neither of them were happy, and
exactly that was pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those couples that split up and live in different houses, but they won't get a divorce.
Listen,
no, that's true.
Let's just put it how it really is.
They want to keep conceited.
If you're in a relationship with somebody, he ain't coming around, and then you come over and lay some good pipe.
This man's all about laying the pipe.
I mean, for real though. I mean, it's for real. Honestly.
But like she's told you multiple times that it's more than that, though. Don't you think? Not everybody feels like that.
It's more than that. Okay. So you were with somebody. Right? And
why'd you point at me?
I was pointing at her.
Dude, you touched my forehead.
Because I was pointing at her and you're just close.
So am I supposed to be like in a relationship standpoint? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So I'm in like
any type of standpoint.
Okay.
So you were with the dude. The dude that you were just with.
Yeah, okay. Big Lebowski.
And you was having problems, right? And you met some dude out somewhere randomly. So you weren't living with the dude that you were with. And honestly, you were not happy with the dude that you're with currently because you were not happy, correct? Mm-hmm. And that's why it ended. Mm-hmm. So you met some guy, and he was coming over on the weekends. You fell in love with his ass. Mm-hmm. And he was eating that coochie, right? He was fucking good.
Okay.
What you gonna do? And you fell in love with that dude.
If I'm gonna be honest,
you was with somebody.
Yes. If I'm gonna be honest,
let's be honest.
I've never physically cheated on someone.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person where like in my situation, yes, I wasn't happy. I knew I honestly, like, towards the end, I still think to this day, like, he was probably talking to other girls, like, texting, FaceTiming, whatever. I know he wasn't physically cheating on me, but
because he was with
because
you
we were
night.
together. Yeah. So, like, I knew he wasn't physically cheating on me, but he would throw that at me. He'd be like, I'm with you all the time. Like, I work and come home. Doesn't mean he's not texting other girls because he's done that in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no shit.
There's many ways to hide it.
And I don't want to say I'm proud of it. I will say, like,
don't be telling me shit like that. I'm gonna be paranoid.
I will say, emotionally cheating. Yes, I have done that. Do I think it's okay? No, I don't. But it's one of those things where when you're really not happy though, and you know the other person's fucking you over. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying if I was in the situation again, I would just leave. I know now. Yeah. But in that situation, like, he's treating me like shit, and I already knew what he was doing. So in my head, I was like, you know what? If he's gonna treat me like that, I'll just treat him like that. Yeah. If that makes sense. Not saying it's okay though, and I wouldn't do that again. That's the worst thing I've ever done though. Is like text another guy. I guess I don't know.
Now, I had a viewer question that was actually just sent in as of recently by someone that's fucked up. Kind of has to deal with the relationships, but not really. It says, so say you're in a divorce, and the girl keeps the guy's last name. Okay. Later on, that girl gets married to another girl. Okay. The girl? Yes, the girl gets married to another girl. Okay. And they both keep the guy's last name that she was married to before. How would you feel about that situation?
Who the fuck asked this question? This is a very explicit.
And then, what is this? Hold up. This question's kind of like fucked up. They must be fucked up.
My question is why...
Or how would you feel about a girl dating a girl that still has her ex-husband's last name, which...
Yeah, my question is why is the other girl not changing her last name?
That's a good question.
If they're not together.
Thank you.
But I mean, in a divorce, I mean, my mom has still had my dad's last name, and they've been divorced for
the paperwork is
20-something years. You know what I mean? But they've been split up for a long time.
My mom fucking kept my dad's last name and ran up a whole bunch of charges in our small.
Yeah, she did.
Everybody knew about the
But I mean, how? Like, as a guy, if I was going to date somebody and the girl's like, "Oh, this isn't my maiden name," like I got a divorce, you can't feel some type of way about that. I mean, that shit happens. People get divorced
unless they're still in contact or.
Yeah, but why would you feel some type of way like if you got a divorce and she didn't change her last name back to her maiden name, like especially if you have kids and stuff together. Like, it's kind of complicated because then now you have to change the paperwork and they're going to be like, why is your name different from your kid's last name, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see both sides too. I mean, it is kind of weird, but it's also one of those things where it's not as easy just to go through and change that.
Right, but if you're a girl and you get divorced and you're keeping that last name when you get married to another girl, you do that for some spiteful shit or something. Yeah. Like, that's just some spiteful shit. Because have you ever thought about that when you're dating somebody? You're like, how does my name sound with their last name?
Every single guy. I kid you not. Every single guy I've ever talked to. I have to like say my name with, like, you know, my full middle name, first name with their last name. And
I'm glad that's not just a guy thing because I've done that before. When I'm dating somebody, I'm like,
it doesn't flow. It's just
you just like say their name and you're like, doesn't sound very good.
Yeah.
But speaking about getting in a relationship, I'm gonna throw this man under the bus because this is one of my friends from up north. He just got married recently.
Oh, boy.
And he took her last name.
Oh.
Okay.
How?
You think that's weird?
Yes.
Why is that weird? Wait.
Why would a guy want to get rid of their last name?
Why is that not weird?
Why not have it hyphenated?
Why is that not weird?
If you're going to want to do that...
Hyphened?
Yeah, you should have it hyphened.
Okay, what was the last name, though? What was the last name?
His last name was Boucher.
Does she have money?
What does it come to now?
Salone.
Salone sounds a lot better than Boucher.
My question is, does she have money?
No, she's a teacher. He makes more money than she makes.
Because I say that. Whoa. No, I say that because some people that have money want to keep their last name. Because it's like, why would I give and take someone else's last name when they don't really have anything?
But
you know,
this is my issue.
This is two average motherfuckers.
We were talking about
says we're taking my last name.
But we're talking about he was always big simping for her. We'll put it that way. Not trying to throw him under the bus. But this man was not in a relationship for 6 years trying to be with her. He was trying, basically the whatever you call it, you fucking
It sounds like some shit you do, Tiger.
He was basically friend zoned the whole time.
Okay.
And she dated other people, blah, blah, blah. And she finally gave him a chance, realized it was a great relationship, and got married. That's why I feel like maybe she had some type of power where she just was like, no, we're taking my last name.
Maybe she fucked him real good.
Yeah, you never know.
This better not be no foreshadowing for you, Tiger Woods.
No.
No, listen. Listen. He might have just made that sacrifice because he cares about her so much. I mean, for real, though.
I mean, so you're telling me you would give up your last name for a girl?
Would I give up my last name?
Yeah, so say you two got married and Erica asked you to take her last name. Would you do it?
100%.
No.
I don't even want my last name on.
Yeah, I know she doesn't. I know she doesn't even like Cunningham. So, and I don't think Erica Nicole Robinson would really go together, but it might. Do you like it? Maybe.
Christian, would you take Rachel's last name?
No, we don't. We don't.
What do you mean you done talked about it?
I haven't talked about it. So what is Rachel's last name, by the way?
I tell my girl,
Pierce.
I said you look like a
Pierce.
beautiful Mrs. Klein.
Christian
Is your middle name
Pierce.
Anthony?
Alexander.
Christian Alexander Pierce.
That would sound dope.
Christian Alexander Klein.
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
dope.
I'd keep the Klein.
Yeah, Klein just
Christian Pierce, though.
What if she said
Christian Klein and Rachel Klein. That shit sounds dope.
Rachel Klein. Okay, I'll give you
What if we blow up? What if we blow up though? Make tons of money, and she wants a hyphenated last name.
You can have anything.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Our kid's gonna have Klein. She knows it.
But you can't if you have a hyphenated
It could
name.
be anything.
We done talked about it.
Come on.
Good hyphenated.
So what do you want if you guys have kids?
Our kids are gonna be Klein.
Okay, what do you want first? Girl or guy?
Boy.
I want a girl and a dude. I want both of them.
But you know you want the boy first, though.
So what do you want first? A girl and a dude. What do you want first? Come on. Let me ask the hard questions.
Probably a boy.
Yeah.
I would think so.
I feel like that's the normal thing. Though.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
What would you do if you were like some of these moms that had like 6 kids at once?
I would grace them. I would grace them.
I feel like that's some shit that you can't control, so I feel like that's God's will.
Yeah, but what did you go with?
God's plan.
You would have to have some type of assistance. 6 fucking kids? I don't care. You have to have money. Like it seems like all the people. It seems like all the people that have these like 12 babies are rich as fuck.
Yeah. What you gonna do? Put 3 up for adoption and keep 3? What you gonna do? Keep the 3 best? What you gonna do?
Hey, I just came through adoption. It's amazing, but no. Erica, I got a question for you.
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on, Hobson.
Little
Tell
Simpson.
us about it.
How many kids do you want?
2.
Okay.
She wants a boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl, I'm guessing.
Yeah. A boy first, if I could pick, but I know.
Is that what your family is now? Just you and your brother?
Yeah. Her and Zach.
Is that why you feel?
I thought his name was Christian. Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
You fuck it up, bud.
Nah, I definitely.
Do you feel like so do you feel like why people have more kids is because, like they said, let's say my mom has 3 kids, right? They're all boys. Mm-hmm. Do you think they tried for the 3rd one because it was like?
Probably.
We don't have a girl.
But your mom got a granddaughter from you, and that's why she fucking loves her so much.
Yeah, that's why she spoils her, and she has 2 fucking closets and 2 shoe racks. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, we got no room. We had to convert the attic into a closet because there ain't no room.
I think what happened was she knew that she wasn't going to get her daughter, so she tried to turn your big ass into a girl, and then you had one. So it's like, it's all
what
good.
the
Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Off of the kids things. Mm-hmm. A question for you because we've talked about it. I think it was one you asked before, but like, what is your end goal? What is your dream? Like, where do you want to be in life? Do you want to continue doing the job you're doing? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to do anything? Like, where do you see yourself?
Yeah, please.
In the future,
please.
Honestly, I like what I do now. I mean, I've always been someone who likes to take care of people. Like, that's all I've done, like, my whole life. Like, besides, like, my first, like, job, like, working at Tim Hortons. But besides that, like, I've always worked in healthcare. You know, I've worked in multiple nursing homes. I've worked in 2 hospitals, which the one I'm still at now. So, you know, taking care of people is something I genuinely enjoy doing. I feel like that's what I was put here to do, is to, like, nurture people, help people grow, take care of people and stuff. So, like, job-wise, I mean, I don't know. It pays the bills. I mean, healthcare workers obviously don't get paid as much as we deserve to be getting paid, you know?
No, not at all.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't look into, like, other jobs. I mean, fucking White Castle makes $15 an hour, and that's what I make. So it's like, what am I doing with my life, you know? But at least my job's more meaningful than fast food, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You're actually participating in how others feel better about themselves.
Yeah. I like knowing I'm making a difference at least.
Yes.
So regardless, I guess, the pay. So I guess job-wise, I'd probably stick to what I'm doing for now unless something, I guess, better comes from it. But
unless you can be a consultant for No AC OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I know, Erica.
But you never know. I mean, like, say something happened in the future, though. It's not even that. Like we talked about branching out in the future. I mean, like, that's my thing. I want to be able to help the people that supported us and stuff
from the get-go
achieve their dreams too. Because, like, what happens? You know, what if you do, like you say, you won't do do whatever you want to do in helping kids and shit. Mm-hmm. And who never, you know, maybe in the future you are able to do that. You get, you know, help or somebody supports you. You start your own business and you go out and do what you want to do.
If we're talking ideally, I'd have to say if I could be like TikTok famous, YouTube famous, something, and get that money, that's what I would do if I could do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I feel like that's one of those things where it's like it's rare to come by. Like, you just have to get lucky, you know, to actually pop off and like be something and like make money. It's really rare.
Well, you're on the right track with TikTok.
No, something. I don't know.
I mean,
10K followers. Let's get it.
Well, listen. Hey, yo, can I say something?
Yeah, say whatever you gotta say.
I just love that Erica, my little bum bun over here, she literally puts everybody else before herself. So that's what I've always
and that's a rare trait.
About her. It is definitely a rare trait, and that's what I've always loved about her. Is that she puts everybody else's feelings and considerations before herself. And she doesn't know how to celebrate when that happens, when they achieve their goals, or what their little accomplishments are. And I just appreciate the fuck out of you for that.
Thank you.
No, anytime. All right, switch the topic. I just
appreciate
got too
that.
No, of course.
But yeah, if we're talking about like, that's always where I'm at, like job.
Oh, that's just my baby mama.
Oh,
that's just my baby mama.
That's where I'm at, job standpoint, and then I'd say like life standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know where I'm at, like the whole relationship thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're single and ready to mingle. Single and finding somebody that's worth the fuck.
Honestly, I'm kind of at the point now where I'm not finding. I'm kind of just doing my thing now.
Looking
like,
around.
I'm not gonna give someone my time if it's not gonna.
Well,
go
Label's
anywhere.
got plenty of time, and he's ready to spend it.
Now listen, I definitely got a question about that.
Hey,
let's hear it.
Ask away.
All right,
Throw
Erica.
me under the bus. Here we go.
No, listen. Look at me.
Come on, Hobson, ask
I'm
me a
looking at
question.
you. Out with it.
How do you actually feel about me?
Oh, we here to hear first on the No AC OnlyFans podcast.
I love her with everything.
You
I just
already
wanna
know how I be feeling though.
Okay.
Oh, how do you be feeling? Tell us about
Explain it.
Tell us about it.
Label is someone who, like I said, like he was like my childhood first love, you know. But
I know.
here's the but.
I know. That's okay.
I care about him.
You done been through it, huh?
Well, I mean,
Too much for you to give me another chance, right?
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, like, obviously I care about you. You know, if something happened to you, like, I mean, even like when we weren't talking, you know, I would still worry, like, question, like, what's going on with you and stuff, you know. But, like I've said before, like, you know, I have love for you. You know, I do care about you a lot as a person. I want you to be happy. I want to be happy. And that's where I leave it.
Hey,
listen.
I feel like that's
I feel like that's a key.
I got a question first, please.
Is there a chance for any type of future
Please.
with my buddy Label over here? Is there any chance? Because he's a changed man.
Yeah,
really
no, he is, but
Or is it just homie material?
Oh. It's okay if you put me in friend zone. I still love you always.
Honestly, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I think there's but
that leaves a lot of questions.
I think here's the thing, right? You feel some type of way about him, correct?
Like, I care about him.
But
come on now.
you care about him, but there's also
it's not the same
past,
as it was.
Right.
You know.
And there's past dealings and stuff.
There's some uncertainty going on.
There was red flags at some time that,
Yeah.
you kind of have to weigh your options and discuss things. And I feel like this is
I'm
something
at the point
that's...
now where it's like, there's so many people out there that it's like, there potentially is going to be someone out there who won't make me question or have red flags. Like, I won't have to, like, give so many chances to someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, I got something to say about that.
No, hold the fuck up. What if that's not
This
me
guy.
anymore?
No, I got something to say about that.
No,
I'm
what
just
if-
saying from the past, it's just
Yes, I
like,
know.
you
What if
shouldn't
that's
have
not me
to,
anymore?
give someone as many chances. I mean, I am someone who will give a lot of chances to someone, like, which is probably, like, my first mistake is doing that to
Yeah,
someone,
but, I mean, said person... Like you said, he may have, changed and is working on himself. And yeah, it's hard to necessarily open up again and be like, I'm going to give you a chance even though you did what you did.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to weigh the options too. How many of them chances were given on some shit where he maybe wasn't at the same mindset?
I also got a
Or anything
point
that
of
he's
view on
at
this
now.
joint too.
Not trying to help him out or anything, but
yeah.
I'm not. I mean, honestly, my point of view on this is there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers out here. I don't know. I think somebody's calling you. Just
It's my
flip
mother.
Your
It's
phone
fine,
on.
though.
Either way,
oh, mama.
but
Cunningham.
I'm going to be real about it. Real about this whole situation with you
I know you will.
is there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers
Yep.
that come your way that have baggage,
Yep.
Yeah.
and that's regardless.
Everybody
of,
has baggage.
That's
I don't-
regardless.
But it comes
of,
down to how they treat me, like,
No, it's-
regardless their past.
I mean, I'm just gonna say this in regards to people, your coworkers, your family, love interest, regardless. And the thing that you have to ask yourself is, does the person, and I ain't even gonna say it's this person sitting to your right, it's everybody's got baggage, regardless of whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
Or where you came
Is
from.
does that person give a fuck about you? Are they ride or die for you? Because people can change, regardless of. Some people want to look at you and say a tiger can't change his stripes. Yeah, the fuck they can. People can change, and when you care about somebody enough, you will change your life just to even try to make them happy. Because you know that they make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because when you love somebody enough and you hear that they don't like that or say that they're being honest and, I mean, this is just coming from off the top. This has nothing to do with anything I've heard, but this is just real shit. Say, you learn about a person, you love a person, and then they try to change what they do or what they say or their actions depending on what your expectations are. That's real love. Because 99% of people ain't going to give a fuck. They're going to sit there and they're going to tell you, yeah, like, I'll stop doing that. Blah, blah, blah. I'll do this. I'll do that. Blah, blah, blah. But when you notice a change about them, you notice, hey, he stopped doing that. When that was a major pet peeve for me. Like, that's, that was one of the major things that made me unhappy about that person. And they chose to make a change. Damn, I feel like I'm over here speaking to the choir.
No. Keep the fuck going,
This is
bro.
besides
I'm
the
already
point.
tearing up, bro.
What I'm saying
tearing up.
is,
Crispy saw me.
when you love somebody, you will make a change. Because just like, say, for instance, say you love somebody, you're with somebody. Say some bitch fucking messages you or texts you. And say that's a long-time friend. And the person that you love and that you're with says, hey, that bitch makes me uncomfortable. what you gonna do? You gonna keep her as a friend, or you gonna delete that number?
You going to delete that
You
number.
gonna delete that number because that is your girl. That is the love of your life, and that's what you gonna do. You gonna do everything you can to make sure that she's happy because that is your love.
Hitting a little close to home, huh?
It's what you gotta do. It's what you do when you love somebody. It's what you do.
I think
when you love somebody, you give up everything.
Shit is different.
Just to make it.
Shit is different.
Nah,
when
listen,
you really love
literally,
somebody.
when you love somebody, you literally give up everything that you had to do that breached into shit like fucking up your life, fucking up your dreams, intoxic people, for sure. And I've always known Erica for my entire life, and yes, we've been on and off for like the past years. We've never even dated. I always wanted to date her. It was always a thing with what I said earlier. At a really, really young, stupid age, I had very insecurities and hated my own life, and she would always help me through all that. And her parents obviously hated me, so I gave it years, and I'm waiting on another chance. And if it doesn't happen, you know what? I'm going to be her best friend for the rest of her life. But I really just want to change her own mind about how a real relationship is, because I know what that she feels right now is that a relationship could be a joke if you're not really truly about it. And all I want to do is just settle down with her. And I do love her with everything. I really do. I always have. And has that gotten me in trouble? Yes. Of course it has. But it's that good trouble. And again, I'm willing to wait another 9 years just to see her again if this is the last time I'm going to see her.
9 years, that's a long time to be feeling some type of way about somebody.
No. The last time I saw her was like, how long ago?
Probably 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years. In person, this is
Katamu.
Yeah, Katamu.
Hey, I got an honest question.
That's
Actually, your grandparents' house.
some
was the
deep
last time.
shit.
Yeah.
Wait, did you fall through the ceiling?
Oh my god! Emma Stewart! Holy shit!
Wait. Who was the one that? I forgot about that. Who was the one that fell through your ceiling?
Emma Stewart.
It was Emma?
I felt so bad.
Let me tell you.
Were you there?
Yeah!
You already know she was there.
I never knew that. See, I never knew who it was.
Here's the story. This was the last time we hung out, right? So last time we hung out, right?
Bring me a beer.
Okay, so Emma and I, we didn't drive at the time. So this random guy, we didn't even know the guy, never met him, nothing. This random guy that apparently one of her friends was friends with. He was like, hey, I'll give you a ride to this guy's house, whatever. This guy gives us a ride, he drops us off, right? Take in mind, at the time, I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 16, 17, I don't fucking know. Yeah, something like that. So we get dropped off at Label's grandparents' house, okay?
Yep.
And so we meet outside. First of all, we're not even at his actual house. We're down the street, okay?
I've done that a couple times.
We're by some stop sign, like the street sign. We get dropped off. We meet up with him. Weird vibes already right off the bat, right? So it was literally, it was one of those things where it was like, I could just tell something bad was going to happen. I had that gut instinct, you know?
You always got to listen to it.
So we're sneaking into his grandparents' house, okay?
Oh,
they didn't even know we were over. He has 2 girls over.
First off, I want to know, how did you get to the attic?
That's where I'm getting at.
I know you're sneaking in, but what was the best idea that says, hey, the best way to sneak them in? Through the attic.
So we walk through the door, okay? His grandparents, I think it was like their living room, right? So they're sitting in there in the living room watching TV or whatever. We like run past into his bedroom, okay? At this point, because we're like trying to hide the fact that we're there because they had no idea. So we're staying there in his bedroom, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, we have to keep it low key that we're not there. And his grandparents were already like, I think already suspicious, you know? So Label had this great idea, like his little mind, you know? He's like, let's go in the attic. So right off the bat, I'm like, what the fuck?
How the fuck did you even get it? Is there an attic entrance in his room?
So we're in his room. We go to his closet. That's where the attic is. It is his closet. You have to like climb up. I don't even know if he had a ladder. I can't remember. I think he just had like some rack of some sort. So he's like, let's go up in the attic. We'll chill up there or whatever. So Emma's like, I'll go first. Okay. So she goes up to the attic, right? She's up there at this point. Label and I are just sitting there looking at each other, laughing, like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing? Yeah. And so next thing you know, we're sitting there talking. Well, Emma starts crawling her ass to the back. Well, you know how attics are, how it's like they have to have the planks. And if you don't have the planks, it's just like that fuzzy, the needly stuff. Whatever the fuck it's called.
Insulation, yeah.
Yes.
So this was an attic that was not meant. It was not meant for storage or anybody going upstairs.
Up in this attic. Her ass goes up there, and he's like, go to the back. She tries going into the back. Her ass falls through the ceiling. Falls through. Her whole body, she's holding her upper half of her body. Her bottom half is dangling into the living room where his grandparents are. Yeah. And I was freaking the fuck out.
Like, just fell through the roof, didn't
Yes, her legs were dangling. There was a hole in the fucking ceiling.
It was like this.
His grandparents, all you hear is like one of them. I think it was his grandfather or someone.
Fucking label.
Are you guys good up there?
Well, they were like, label, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that noise? And so all I remember was Emma.
They didn't look up and see her fucking dangling from the ceiling.
Emma, I think she. Do you remember if Emma like just fell completely down, or if she like crawled her way back up somehow? Do you remember how she got out?
All right, I'll tell you.
Because I don't remember how she got out.
So she fell down there. Her ankles and her legs.
No, like she fucked herself up.
Yeah. She had to go to the hospital. She had to go to the hospital that night. Yeah. But you literally helped her because she was up first, and you literally pulled her up. That was it.
See, I don't
That'd be so fucking funny. You imagine going to the hospital. You imagine going to the hospital and you're a nurse and you're like, oh, what happened? I fell through this guy's ceiling.
So here's where it gets good. So anyways, we dip out of his house, whatever.
Yeah.
And that same guy that dropped us off, picked us up.
Yep.
Here's what happens afterwards. This guy, we don't know who he is. Never met him before until he drove us there, obviously. He drives us back to his parents' house.
Why the fuck would you do that?
So we walk into this parents' house.
What are you doing?
Emma is all cut up.
Yeah.
She's all cut up and everything.
I'll be right back, guys.
This guy fucking... You guys are
horrible with these podcasts.
Fucking this podcast up tonight.
So
what are you doing?
Sorry.
So we show up at this house. Well, this guy's parents are looking at us like, who the fuck are these two girls? This one girl's like bleeding, all cut up everywhere and shit.
And how was he your guys' age? Or?
No, he was older than us.
Oh, what the fuck?
And we're like I said, like 17 or so. So his parents are trying to bandage her to stop her from bleeding. Okay, and then they drop us off back at Emma's house. I'm slumped at this point. It's like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I get woken up from Emma and she's like, hey, I'm going to the hospital, like, if you want to come with me. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, I have that, like, little spiky stuff in my skin.
It's fiberglass. You just wash it out. You don't need to go to the hospital for it.
Well, anyways, that's where she was like, I have a lot in my body. Like, I can't sleep. I'm not comfortable, whatever.
Take a shower.
So her parents had no idea at the time either, like, where we were at. And we weren't going to say, like, oh, we were at a guy's house, whatever. And my parents had no fucking clue. They would have beat my ass if they knew. So literally what happened is we told her dad, like, we were at my house is what we said. And then here was our story. This is what we went with, which to this day is fucking hilarious. Our story was that we were rollerblading in my basement. My basement is unfinished. She slammed into the wall, and the wall had like that fiberglass.
The insulation on it.
Yes.
So
that was our lie, was that she ran into the wall and got it all over her body.
Not that she had fucking cuts and shit all over her from falling through it.
So we go to the hospital, okay? I'm there in the hospital with her. I'm in the hospital with her. The nurse looks at us, and she's like, what happened? Like, dead in the eyes, like, what happened? Just be honest.
With her dad there?
Yes. So we looked at each other and we're like, what the fuck do we say? Like, clearly they know we're lying. That's not realistic. Like, that doesn't just happen. So we're like, we were rollerblading and she just slammed into the wall, is what we said. They looked at us like we were fucking insane. They knew we were lying, and somehow we got away with it. It is what it is. I don't
think the nurses are going to call you out though. They're probably like, okay, these girls were doing something.
Yeah.
They're okay. Yeah. We're just going to let it go.
But I don't remember what they did for her. Honestly, like I just remember.
It's literally like there's not much you can do.
I was
you
like
have
half
to.
Asleep, like,
it's literally just cleaning it. Like if you get fiberglass on your skin, it's going to itch.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to wash your shit. Like you basically
have to thoroughly wash it.
Yeah, thoroughly wash it, and then probably the best thing you could probably do is put like anti-itch on it, and then that's about as much as you can do.
Yeah,
that's literally all you can do.
So literally, I think all I remember is that we just went home, and then it is what it is. It's a good story. So
I would have just loved. I would have loved to heard the conversation between the guy that drove you and his parents after you guys left, and him just being like, yeah, Mom. I just picked up these 2 random girls.
What's weird is like
took them to another dude's
we never
house.
talked to this guy after that. So like that was literally the one interaction we had with him. He dropped us off and picked us up.
Did you give him any money?
No, nothing. I was 17.
Why is he driving bitches around?
I don't know.
For free, they're younger than him.
Because he's older.
He was just being a nice guy. I mean, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy.
I mean, he didn't get anything from either of us. So I mean, it wasn't like
I mean, that's just weird. I don't.
The whole thing was weird. I mean,
I've never drove it. I've never gone like some random girl hit me up and goes, "Hey, can you give me a ride?" I'm like, no. What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was a weird situation, but
that's some
that
shit.
was the last time we hung out. Actually,
that is some shit. I always wondered about that story because every time I've heard it, I just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Ceiling.
Yeah, because it's just how the fuck do you fall through a ceiling, and how are you sneaking people in the attic? That's what I always wondered. I was like, motherfucker, like you have to be doing something.
Listen.
It's probably something he did at the time. I mean, that was probably his go-to was the attic. So, who knows?
You ever bang a bitch in the attic, Label?
Exactly. He's speechless.
No, actually not, no.
I do remember though his room.
Yeah.
His room was pretty cool. It was like purple and shit, like a bunch of colors. I remember that. That was
I
pretty
love you for that. I can't believe you actually remember that.
I'm surprised you didn't hang out with Cross a lot.
Oh,
Tyler?
Cross? Yeah, let's not even. Listen. Dude, I known him since 3rd grade.
Right.
3rd grade. And he changed a lot. Like, he'd be on that, nigga, fuck this, nigga, fuck that.
Yeah, he was
like,
big.
You're
big
white,
bullshit.
bro, and you come from suburbia like me. Like, I'd at least say, like, kike this, kike that. You know what I mean?
Let me call Tyler out real quick. So,
Yes.
last interaction I had with him at Catano. I'm in there.
Oh, I remember this.
I was in there.
Go.
My brother was there, okay?
Yeah.
There was a crowd. Like, there was a good amount of people in there, right?
Hella.
Tyler comes up to me talking shit. Pretty much roasting me. Like, saying, like, you're ugly. Like, just calling me out.
Cross
like,
was.
making me feel like shit
He's
for no
a
reason.
dick. He does that
I
a
didn't
lot.
even know him.
He does
Like, I
that.
never
That's
talked
just
to him,
him.
nothing. Called me out. My brother gets involved. Because my brother's right there listening to him. And he's like, don't talk to my sister like that. Starts going off on the guy, okay? Tyler, like, looks like he's about to shit his pants. Because he's like, my brother, I mean, at the time, like, Tyler was, I don't know. We were young.
Tyler was small. Christian was big as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
Tyler
Tyler
big,
bulked
but
up
like
after.
at our age, like it
yes,
probably
he
was
looked big.
intimidating. So
He
Tyler
was
looked like
definitely
fucking
intimidating.
terrified because at the time, like he was very immature, you know.
Yeah.
Fast forward a couple of years, this is where it gets funny. He DMs me, right? This guy tries sliding, trying to tell me, "Oh, you're the most beautiful girl," whatever,
Call
like
him out.
flirting. I'm
Call
like,
him out.
and I did, and I was like, "Oh, like I recall you, saying all these things about me back in the day. Like, do not talk to me."
I've had
And
that.
I left it at that. That was it.
I've had that before. I've had girls that we've gone to high school with fucking hit me up before. On some
Really?
shit
Like
that.
who? Like who?
Well, I'm talking
Well,
about mostly up north where I used to live. Like when I went to school up there, I had a lot of bitches hit me up. Like especially when I started doing the podcast and stuff. I can't tell you how many people was like trying to like slide and be like, "Oh, get me up on that,"
Yeah.
blah, blah. Like I fucked with you. I'm like, listen, you was a dick to me.
Yeah.
First
no
off,
shit.
like, go fuck yourself. I don't fuck with you like that at all.
One part of it probably too is like podcasts nowadays are like more popular. They're starting to like kind of blow up a little bit. So, for sure, like they probably just are trying to get their numbers up.
I will call out Label on some shit because I'm kind of pissed about this.
Whoa!
This was some school. Wait, no. Motherfucker,
Please don't
I bought a
ruin
brand new Davidson hockey hoodie with the hockey ties. $80 that shit cost me. I wear it the first day of the school. First day I wear it.
can't believe you're
we're
bringing
playing
this up right now.
We're playing hacky sack out in the fucking yard.
That's true. Like
And
we always do.
Label's like, I'm freezing. And I'm like, I'm fucking kind of hot anyways.
I didn't bring
Can
it
I
back.
borrow your sweatshirt? I said, yeah, I'll let you borrow my sweatshirt. And he took it and never brought it back. I got it in my locker. I'll bring it back to you. I never
dude.
seen that sweatshirt. And that was one of many because about 4 more sweatshirts later, I learned, listen, this motherfucker has like 4 or 5 of my sweatshirts. I'm not giving you another fucking sweatshirt.
But that's how some friendships are, though. Some people, I was like,
I would like that shit back.
Yes.
I've never seen it another day.
No.
But that's the thing. Me and Label only played hacky sack together.
Yeah.
We never hung out outside
Ever.
of Davidson until
All we
like
do is hacky sack.
until like me and Christian and you all hung out.
Hey,
That's really the only time we ever chilled.
You are actually like amazingly beautiful at Haggy said. Like I'm not even going front.
I may be fat, but I got some skills.
No, like how you kick it up, bro, was amazing, bro.
Got skills. You can be fat and athletic. Jeez.
Whoa. I'm not even going to put PHAT on it, bro. You ain't fat, bro.
PHAT. You can't even spell it correctly.
My question is, where the fuck did Christian go? Because we're approaching that 2-hour mark.
Okay. I think she just talked some shit.
I don't know. I really think I'm like holding this podcast together.
No, you're doing great. I mean, this is the thing. Now, that's another thing. How do you feel? How do you feel now being able to get on, do it, and just talk? It's like you're just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure like that's helped with your anxiety level and everything. You feel a lot more comfortable doing it. I mean, you would be comfortable with doing it in the future or being on in the future. I mean, now that you got the experience.
Yeah, I would say like the podcast isn't what made me anxious though. Like,
it wasn't the podcast.
Okay.
Even though we asked you to be on multiple times when he wasn't around and you denied.
Okay, so what made you anxious?
Well, I will say though, like when you guys first started your podcast, which was like that was a while ago, obviously. Yeah. Like I was definitely going through different things at the time, so
it's approaching about a year.
Yeah, I'd say like for sure, almost. Like if you backtrack like a year ago, like where I was at mentally, like I was in a whole different headspace versus now where like you know I'm going through therapy and everything. So like I definitely feel like my anxiety, like I mean I'm not medicated or anything, so I'm kind of just going at it like myself. Like it's like a battle with myself, you know. Yeah. But it's one of those things where like you just kind of have to push yourself to do it, I guess, and like go out there or else you're not ever going to, is what I've come to realize, you know?
For real. Yeah.
So I'd say like definitely like where I'm at now, I've gotten a lot better. Yeah. And I feel like I definitely come off more outgoing than it probably seems. Like I feel like when I hang out with people, they're like, oh, you're not as awkward as like you made it seem like you were gonna be, or like as uncomfortable or whatever.
I mean, I didn't really know you at Davidson either. Like we never.
Darby.
That's right. You were at Darby.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was saying fucked up shit. So
I never like. Darby, I was thinking like I never really.
I didn't know you until the podcast.
For real, and that's kind of how it went. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean. But it's good to grow because, like they say, like every rich person in the world has said this. You have to be uncomfortable to grow.
Get comfortable.
To grow. And I mean, whether it's your relationship, it's your future, whatever. You have to step out of that comfort zone or else you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
To get comfortable, you have to be uncomfortable.
For real. And that's a big step that if like you go into therapy or something, not a lot of people have the balls to be like, okay, I know something's wrong. I should go work on it.
Yeah.
If you think about most people that are in therapy, they're in therapy because it's either forced.
Usually, yeah.
It's either forced or, court or like some shit like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Not a lot of people have the guts to just go out and be like, I'm just going to go to therapy for me.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm all for therapy. I mean, will I say has it helped me? I mean, it's one of those things where like, especially with COVID, obviously, it's like you can't just go see someone as easily, like doctors especially. So all my stuff's virtual. Like it's all like FaceTime is literally what it is. And so it's really hard to like connect with someone over FaceTime, I feel like. But
it definitely is.
I don't know. It's one of those things where like, yeah, I'm going. Is it helping? I don't know. I mean, I guess she's kind of changed like the mindset of like, this is what you need to do. You just need to push yourself, go out and do things and stuff.
How many sessions have you had? You've had a lot, or is it just you're pretty new into it? Because I feel like you have to really get to know your therapist.
No, I've had more than that. I would say I started right after my breakup, actually.
Okay.
And
so it's been a minute.
I started it because of my breakup. Like, I just needed to talk to someone about what I was going through. Because I didn't realize how much, like, my breakup really, like, not even the breakup, but the relationship, like, fucked me over, mentally. And so, like, talking to someone about, like, what I went through on the daily, like, kind of opened things up for me, I guess.
I'm just listening. I'm on his way, but I'm listening.
We're probably going to have to take a commercial break anyways now that both of you are going to smoke. And, I mean, we're approaching close to finish time anyways.
We can take a commercial break.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm just glad that, it's a big step. And it does take a lot of time to connect. And you really have to connect with a therapist to talk. Because I'm not one, I'll admit, like, I should probably go to therapy.
It definitely, they ask questions that will bring things up that, you didn't think were an issue. And then when you are put back in that position you've been in previously, then you realize, like, oh, shit, I really was fucked up mentally.
Right.
Because, you'll be feeling a certain type of way about something. for example, like I said, I was verbally abused daily, and then physically there was certain situations. I will say this one situation, which I don't really talk about like my, relationship that much, but I will say like one instance when we first started dating, I was joking around, like just playing around with him, and we were at his dad's house, and I was behind like the wall, like on the corner, and I was gonna jump out and scare him as a joke. Like that's a normal thing people do in relationships. They're just goofy, So I go to jump around the corner to scare him, right? Well, here's what happened. So I scared him. Well, he instead of laughing like a normal person would do and like think it's funny or cute or whatever, he turned like and just got aggressive was his reaction.
Got pissed off.
Yeah, he got pissed off that I scared him, right? So at that point, I don't even know how I managed to get to the couch, but I don't know if he walked me over there or what happened. So I'm on the couch. Well, he gets on top of me, and you guys can come back in.
Yeah, you can either join back in. I mean, we're approaching that 2-hour mark, so it's up to you.
I'm just finishing out this little story about the whole therapy thing.
Good.
So let's pause for a second. Let them get situated.
Yeah, let these fuckers just ruin the podcast some more. Motherfuckers gotta go out and talk to his girlfriend.
Loyal men, we love that.
Not good.
So, anyways, what I was saying was, so he got aggressive. We were on the couch, and I just remember, like, he got on top of me and put both hands around my neck.
Whoa, wait,
yes,
what?
All because I jumped around and scared him, right? So
what a fucking asshole.
So he does that, looks me dead in the eyes, and is like, don't ever fucking do that again. Like, I will hurt you. You'll see what happens, pretty much. And all I remember in that moment, like, how I felt, I was so scared. Because this was the first time he ever physically, like, put his hands on me.
Yeah, because Michael's a fucked up person.
So
let's be real about it.
So yeah, I just remember looking him dead in the eyes, and I was terrified. I literally had tears in my eyes. Like, my instinct was I just started bawling my eyes out. And I looked at him and I was like, don't ever fucking touch me again. Like, I will break up with you.
Because
don't do that. Like, that's psycho. Like,
that had been somewhat traumatic for you.
Yes, and here's the thing. Shit. This is where I'm getting at with the therapy thing. I didn't realize how traumatic it was because, like I said, I don't talk about this stuff. So, like, no one really knows everything I went through. Like, I don't talk about it. So when I do talk about it, people are like, what the fuck? Like, why did you go through that and stuff? Mm-hmm. So did the therapy session, talked about it with her. Didn't cry or anything. I didn't honestly react at all because I just kind of feel like emotionless towards all that kind of stuff. And then fast forward, I meet a guy from Bumble. Okay. This is the first guy after my breakup. We talked on and off for a couple months, and started to have like some form of connection and stuff. Well, the first night he comes over, we hook up. Okay. And so instantly, like, it was fine. Like, we hooked up twice that night, right? The first time was fine. Well, the second time... the second time
was fine.
Label's flipping out right now on the inside.
No, but listen, so the second time...
I'm okay, she told me.
The second time, I'm trying to sleep, okay, at this point. Yeah. It's, like, late. It's, like, 2, 3 in the morning.
Right.
Okay, I wasn't trying to have sex again. So I'm, like, rolled over, and I'm just trying to sleep.
He's trying to slide it in.
He's behind me. Hear me out. This is where I'm talking about this. So he's behind me, okay? Well, he goes to put his hand around my throat, and I'm like, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, it's a trigger.
He randomly did that. Like, we weren't having sex, like nothing. Like, I was just trying to sleep, and he knew I was trying to sleep. Well, he put his hand around my neck, and then in that moment, like, I wasn't asleep, but I was like laying there, and I was like, it was kind of aggressive. Like, he wasn't like just like chilling. It was like he was like putting force,
like trying to be dominant,
almost like to like, turn me on in a way. Like, I could see where he was coming from. He was trying to get me in the mood, but like it just triggered me in a way. Like, and I didn't realize until like the next day. Like, I literally was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, this happened, and I was like, I know, like, he's a good guy. Like, he wasn't trying to, like, he has no idea what I've been through. And, like, so I was like, I get where he's coming from. But also, like, I never realized how much that really, like, fucked with my head mentally. Because I was like, I just bawled my eyes out, like, talking to her about it. I was like, this really fucked with me, Because, like, I had the same feeling, like, when he did it as the same feeling I had when my ex did it.
Yeah.
It was the exact same feeling. Even though it was, like, a different situation and he wasn't trying to be aggressive about it. But it's just, like, when you're in those situations, it's like...
That's one of those things you kind of have to be transparent, though. Like...
Transparent soul.
but no, just in general. Like,
I mean, eventually, like I told him about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I won't do it again." But like, it's one of those things where like
something
you know
that should be that should be something though that's discussed before you do it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like you're not just gonna be fucking
but
a girl.
It's not like I'm opposed to it. Like joking, I'm fine with it. But like in that moment, it was one of those things where like it triggered me.
But if you're hooking up with a guy for the first time and he fucking's like, I'm gonna stick my fist in her ass, you're gonna be like, whoa, okay, that's something you gotta talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta talk about some shit like that. You can't just like do something without asking them, especially if it's like the first time you've slept with somebody. Yeah,
but that's what I'm getting at with the therapy. Is like therapy's good. I mean, it definitely like opens your mind to like everything you've been through and stuff.
I just feel like I can never talk to people, and like I know. Christian,
it's hard to
connect. What do you mean?
Yeah, but like Christian.
What do you mean?
Okay, so like how when I first when I got here, for the first time today, Christian did. He kind of called me out. He's like, "Listen here, fucker. I've been hitting you up for the last 2 weeks, and you like haven't even responded to my shit, basically.
Yeah,
because." I was just going through some shit, like in a depression.
Why don't you talk about that?
Because I just cannot. I'm not one of those persons that like can flat out talk about like what I'm going through or feelings. Well, because everybody assumes there has to be a reason or a.
Sometimes you just don't want to talk, or you just feel.
That's the thing. Well, like how do I sit there and explain to you, like Christian, like listen, like here's what happened. I was depressed for no fucking reason. There wasn't a reason. But that's the thing. You're like, what happened to you? Basically, why are you depressed? Like Christian,
sometimes you just have to get vulnerable.
But it's hard to explain. Be real with you, though.
Sometimes you
being depressed and treating other people like shit is not okay.
But sometimes it's not even like that.
But that's the thing.
It's not okay.
Sometimes it's not even like that because let me tell you, for example. I ignored Label for a good week.
Yeah.
Literally a week. When you messaged me asking me like, why are you ignoring Label? I wasn't trying to be a shitty person and just not, talk to him. It genuinely was like, I was just going through something. I just needed my space, Right.
Well, that doesn't mean that it's okay either.
Sometimes you just need space. But, sometimes you don't want to talk to people.
But how easy is it for you to say, yo, I don't want to talk to nobody right now?
It's not actually. It's actually not very easy. Like, listen. So we talked about the whole situation with my dad on the podcast, and I don't know if you listened to that episode.
I didn't.
So my dad committed suicide earlier this year. Oh, why did you? You were in a way.
Drop the cigs.
Yeah, my dad committed suicide earlier this year, right? Okay. Yeah. And that takes a toll, and he's always had some type of depression, whatever. And it runs, but it doesn't, like, out of my two older brothers, none of them have the same issues that I have. I basically have everything that my dad had.
Yeah.
In regards to mental health and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to explain, like, when you're in that depression state, I'm like one of those persons that functions with it, but people don't realize, like, it's not easy to come out and be like, listen, like, I'm going through some shit. Because every time before, when I was feeling some type of way,
people don't get it.
Yeah, it was always, oh, why the fuck are you sad? Oh, why are you doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, why are you so tired? Why are you laying in bed? It was always like wrong to be depressed. Like it was just one of those things. It's like even friends, even friends, they're like, oh, well, they try to say something to you or, you should do this, you should do that. It's like,
it doesn't help. I mean,
no,
they can say what they want.
That's not what I need. That's, what I mean? And that's why I don't say anything to anybody anymore, because every time I've reached out in the past, it's just basically like a bunch of shit. And then you get treated like shit for it. Like even my own family, like I can't even explain it to my own brothers or like close friends, because it's like every time I've tried to explain it or talk to it about them, it's like, oh, what? Stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, that's not the case. You know what I mean? I can't control it.
Yeah.
I can't help that I just wake up one day.
It's mental illness. I mean, that's really what it is.
And just feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not like the depressed that's like, I'm not in that stage where like I'm harming myself or anything like that, or like you've had the thoughts run through your mind before, but there are days where it's like it just triggers, like the littlest things will trigger you in some type of way, and you're like somebody yelling at you, like even like that, and your thing with the choking, it's like those little trigger warnings can set you off, and like you feel some type of way about it. But it's hard to explain. Like, even when I was going through it, like in high school, there's a point when we were in high school where I was having a real tough time or whatever. And my mom was like, we basically were going to go to the mall or some shit, the mall, and took me to a fucking psych ward.
Oh my God.
Like one of those things like to get evaluated, right? For the depression or whatever. And I was like, listen, and me being the person I am, I'm able to swindle my way basically out of this. I was feeling really shitty, you know, like it was a rough last couple of days and all that stuff. But like I basically swindled my way out, you know, talked with the person or whatever. I have that mindset that like I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get the fuck out of here. And if that's fake being happy and it worked. I sat there and talked to a guy for fucking 2 hours and then they released me. Yeah. Nothing's wrong with him. He's not depressed. No, even though deep down inside that's eating at you. It's just one of those things.
You can look like everything's fine, and then what's in the inside.
And that's the thing that kills it. It's like it's just one of those things I've learned to deal with. You can smile at
someone and look like you're happy, and then it's like really when you go home and you're alone, like that's And
it's one of those things I've learned to function with. But I can't talk about it. I can't sit there and express it because I feel like no one's ever going to understand like the shit I went through. Like I talk about some of the shit I went through on this podcast and like joked about it and shit, but like it's not a joking matter. Like there was a lot more behind it. You know, there was a lot more emotion and shit like that.
See, I understand like 100% where you're coming from. Cause like even with me with the whole anxiety thing, I mean, everyone has anxiety, you know, to an extent. Anxiety is a normal thing to have, you know, but when it gets to the point where like you're missing work or you physically wake up and you're making yourself sick every morning because you're so anxious, or you physically don't leave the house, you know, that's the stuff that people don't talk about. And that's the stuff I don't talk about. Like, I mean, my anxiety for probably 2 years got really bad. And I think part of my issue was my relationship was adding to my anxiety. Because now that I'm out of my relationship, my anxiety's gotten a little bit better. Like I said, I'm more social to an extent. Like I'm actually going out and stuff. But that's one of those things that like I feel like people don't talk about is like you can look completely normal. I could be sitting here right now looking like I'm not anxious at all. I'm fine, you know. But at the end of the day, like I'm always going to be anxious. Like, you know what I mean? Same with like depression. Like you could look happy. You could be sitting here laughing, smiling, acting like you're all fine. But then at the end of the day, like when you're alone or even when you're with people, like, you know, you never really know what someone's like really going through, I feel like.
Yeah. And I mean, like, to be honest, like my depression has gotten bad at points. Yeah. In the past when I was living up north, this is before I came back to Columbus, and like ever since I've been back in Columbus, it's been okay, but there's been spurts. When I was living up north at one point, I was living in an apartment by myself. And my daughter was still down here in Columbus, and I just seen her every other weekend. It was kind of before, like now she lives with me and things like that, and she goes to her mom's house every other weekend. So times have changed, but I was alone in that apartment, and it was so depressing to be alone. Like I hated being alone. No. You know, after being in a relationship for like 5 years and, you know, living with somebody and seeing somebody every single day or whatever, it's so shitty to be alone, stuck in an apartment. And
That's literally my situation
I grew up in that small town with all my friends. Yeah. All my friends are close by. And I still was so fucked up that like I couldn't hang out with them. Yeah. And like they would question like, you know, why aren't you trying to chill or do something, blah, blah, blah. And it got so bad to the point where I stopped going to work at the one job. I lost a job. I ended up losing a second job because of it. It was just so bad. I was at the lowest. I think it was more the job than anything. Yeah. Because I was literally so depressed working there. I was working like 6 12-hour days a week. And it was just work. And it was basically like go home, sleep, wake up, go to work. There was nothing in between. And I just was so depressed one day after taking my daughter back to her mom that like I came home and I just didn't go to work, and like no call, no showed. And I even had coworkers show up to my house banging on my door. And I'm sitting there in bed, you know, listening to them yelling and knocking at my door, and I just refuse to answer because I'm just like...
You just want to be alone.
Yeah, I just want to be alone. Like, I don't want to deal with it. So I lost that job, and then, like, no job, no way to pay your bill, and, like, I had to tell my landlord, like, dude, I just got to go. Like, I can't afford to pay the bills or anything. Like, I'm not working. I was like, I just need to leave. Like, we left on good terms and everything.
But here's my thing, though.
He was a real good landlord, and I moved back to Columbus, and everything's been kind of better since, but... it's just, it was still shitty. Like, people aren't going to understand that. You know what I mean?
They're
like,
never
I can't
going to understand that.
Unless they've gone through it.
In the same breath, though, you can never expect another person to accept the fact that you treat people shittily over and over again.
But I don't mean, like,
yeah,
I feel bad. I feel bad that, yes, I didn't respond.
How? Just ignoring?
No, just being
It's a lot more than that.
shitty.
Yeah, but did I say anything shitty to you? No. The only thing that happened was I ignored your messages and your calls.
And you got to realize you can't take it personal. When
Yeah,
someone has
like,
depression or
I'm not
anxiety
sitting there
or
trying to
any
do it
mental
to you.
illness, that's a normal thing for people to do. They
And it's not even you.
themselves.
It's
and it
not
has
just
nothing
you.
to do with you. That's just what people go through. Like, they
You
just need
can't
to be left
expect-
alone. And yes, they can't expect help from people or people to be there for them if they're going to ignore you. But, like, that's just what... Some people cope differently. Some people with depression, they want to talk to a bunch of people.
You got to realize life is cut and dry. When you treat people shitty, you treat people shitty. And you can't
But it's not shitty, though. You have to realize it's not shitty, though.
Life is not some fucking cookie cutter bullshit. When you treat people shitty, you treat people shitty.
But hear what I'm
and
saying,
you
Christian.
get the same reaction
Here's what
and
I'm
consequences as everyone else.
What I'm saying is some people cope differently. Some people want to talk to people about what they're going through. And then you have the people that don't want to talk to people and they'll appreciate you being there. And I feel like, for example, you are someone who appreciates him being there.
Yeah, I mean, I've appreciated him through
But you have
everything.
to realize as a friend, his way of coping is not talking. Maybe he likes to just have he knows you're there for him, but you have to understand as like from a friend standpoint that like this is how he is. Okay. You know, this is how he copes with things.
Okay, I've accepted that.
Not take it so personal and think that like, oh, he's just being a shitty friend or like
blows you off and completely ignores you for almost 2 weeks.
But here's the thing.
But that's how he copes.
But here's the thing.
That's where you can't take it too personal.
Fuck that.
If I message you,
I don't fuck with that shit. Look, that's shitty.
If I message you back and I tell you what I'm going through,
I'm not gonna accept that. No,
and you
fuck
tell,
that.
no, I'm saying if I message you back and say, hey, you know, I'm depressed.
Okay,
I'm not trying to ignore you.
Yes.
Okay, but
that's real and upfront.
But when you say something back and you say, you know, like I'm here for you if you need me or anything, that makes me feel worse.
Okay, whatever.
So that's why I don't reply to you because I don't want to feel worse than I'm already feeling.
Sometimes just being silent is better for some people.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. So I'm gonna start doing that too.
That's just how.
See, exactly.
But I'm saying when you actually go through that, I mean, if you had like, you know, depression.
Erica, I've been through a lot of things in my life. Honestly, I don't like to hear you say some shit like that to me because trust me, I've been through it.
Hey, listen, we've all been through our own baggage.
I've been through some shit in my life too.
See, I believe it. I'm just saying though, like some people deal with it differently.
I get it. But listen, we're gonna get to it cut and dry.
Okay.
When you act shitty, you're shitty.
Okay.
There is no excuses for it. You need to come out and be real about it and say, yo, I was shitty, I wasn't acting right.
But there could be
There's no excuses for it.
There could be a bigger reason.
Because there's always...
There could be a bigger reason.
There's always an opportunity to be like, look, man, if you're depressed, and it's a 2-week long period, can you honestly look at me and be like, you telling one of your best friends, hey, I'm depressed, I really don't want to talk to somebody. In a 2-week period, that was too much. Can you honestly look at me and tell me, honestly?
Yes.
Yeah, because I just went a whole week without talking to anyone.
Yeah. So, I told you, but like I just flat out told you, if I say something to you and you say something back, I'm gonna feel worse.
Because honestly,
than what I did before.
But it was never even me saying I feel bad for you, anything like that. It was just basic shit like, yo, we doing the podcast this weekend.
But but there was more than that. It's the fact the fact of I'm gonna message you and you're gonna message me. Maybe not every day, but throughout that time and be like, hey, you okay? You know, you're doing all right? Stuff like, I don't want to hear that. That's the thing. I don't want to have to face that message and be like, yeah, I'm fine. Because, what are you going to do when I say, oh, I'm not fine? You're just going to say something like, oh, well, I'm here for you.
All you got to do is be a fucking honest grown-ass man and be like, yo, I ain't feeling that well. I don't want to talk to nobody. And I'll literally reply and be like, all right, bro, I got you. I'll talk to you later.
No. It's a lot deeper than that, bro. Like, you got to understand that this person has literally tried to, like, come into your views and make sure that you're okay. And if you don't even respond back in the same way and you don't even feel that shit, you know what I mean, guys? Like, for real, like... you got to be there no matter what. And if they're really not there in the end, you can kind of tell with the little shit that you say to them.
My thing is you can't say someone's a shitty person just because if they're going through something and they decide they need to distance themselves from everyone, you can't take it too personal. Yes. I guarantee you in that moment, he wasn't talking to anyone probably. Literally no one. And that's what he needed. You know, regardless if you agree with it. You know, I'm not saying like, he probably could have messaged you and said like, hey, you know, I'm going through something.
Exactly.
But I'm saying some people deal with it differently. And what he was saying is, when you message someone like, hey, I'm going through something, they're going to respond back and say, like, I'm here for you, or I understand what you're going through. And that doesn't help sometimes, because sometimes people really don't understand to the extent.
Yeah.
So talking about it's not going to help.
So basically what you're trying to say is I need to accept the fact that he's going to be shitty to me.
But it doesn't make him a shitty person.
I'm not trying to be shitty to you.
And if I did the same shit to you, you would not be okay.
I would understand. I don't understand.
He's going through his own shit.
But I would understand though.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would, because I actually deal with it. You know what I'm saying? If you were going like when you were going through shit with, you know, your whole situation, I let you come to me. I'll be like, you know, okay, like if you need anything, let me know. If not,
but I'm always honest.
And if I don't hear from you though, I'm not pissed because you don't message me. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I don't get mad. I don't get mad with the fact that I'm supposed to accept the fact that you're shitty sometimes, and I'm supposed to be okay with your actions when it's not
but
right.
I don't feel like it's being shitty, though.
You never admit that you're not right.
No, it's not.
What do you mean I don't admit? I'm not saying...
never...
I always say my bad, but...
Yeah, after 2 weeks of not talking to somebody,
because that's how it is sometimes, though.
Yes.
That's how it is sometimes.
It really
is.
It's
not right. It's shitty as fuck.
It may not be right
it'll
to
make
you.
Feel better if he just texts you right off the bat and says, like, hey, I'm going through this.
Okay.
Just don't talk to me for 2 weeks.
Mental illness is not an excuse to be shitty to an individual.
So you would rather me text you?
You need to be honest about it and not expect other people to be all right with your shitty actions.
So you would rather me text you and say, "Hey, I'm going."
To you fully.
No,
exactly.
Would you rather?
All right.
Would you rather me text you and go, "Hey, I'm going through some shit."
Yes.
Don't text me back, and I will talk to you when I'm done.
How many times have I told you that I wanted you to do that? How many times?
I'm just saying.
For the last years, I've told you that.
That's the thing. I don't want you to say anything back. That's where it gets uncomfortable.
Okay, so
unless I text you and say, "Don't fucking text me," I will talk to you when I'm ready to.
So you can go on Facebook and share news and all this shit, but you can't text a message, "Hey, I'm going through some shit."
I feel like that's being more
later.
Is that not being more shitty though? If I tell you don't fucking text me?
No, it's not fucking shitty. It's honest. My point is, you got time to fucking go on Facebook and share and all this bullshit. Be online, go and post stories on Facebook, but you ain't got time to text a message that says, "Hey, I'm going through some shit. I don't want to talk right now."
All right.
That's shitty.
All right,
you being shitty is not a fucking excuse because you're going through some mental
I'm just gonna say I'm on Tyler's side on this one because I be going through the same things too.
That doesn't make it okay.
No. Listen, you got to understand the other point of perspective right here. Like, some people...
At the end of the day, everyone goes through different things.
Yes,
exactly.
So, to an extent, some people go through it worse than others. Some people cope with things differently.
Thank you, Erica.
That's where I'm going to leave it at.
No, some people go through some things,
it.
and some people can open up about some certain things. Some people just don't know how to because they've been so sheltered. Because they only shelter themselves because that's the only happiness that they've ever actually
At the end of the day, we're going to have to agree to disagree.
Yes.
So that's...
I'm just...
where we're going to leave it at.
I feel you, Beans.
Yeah.
I feel you, bro.
We're approaching that time of... I might even have to split this up into 2 episodes because some platforms only let you fucking upload so long, and we're at the 217 mark.
All right, can we cipher
the
real
longest
quick?
pod. I mean, if you want to, it's going to be split up at this rate, but... We appreciate y'all listening. You know, we took that 2-week mental health hiatus, and
Crispy. There was a 2-week mental health.
There was a lot of shit going. Hey, there was a lot of shit going on in both of our lives.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
okay?
But I would have been available for that shit. But you know what? Shit happens, and I just want y'all to know that I love each and every single one of you guys, and I want y'all to know. Good night, babies.
We appreciate you. Label, do you got any last words?
Yeah, I actually got a few.
Oh, God.
Don't be proposing to nobody over here on the podcast.
We ain't talk about me anymore. No. You better close out without my name in it.
I'll mute your mic, motherfucker.
I'm first off not going to propose when she's...
Yeah, I might need to close out first.
When she's not really ready for it. I'm going to be honest. I really do care for this person. And I've loved this person for so long, and I got to let it know right now because there's a lot of people viewing this right now. And when you give the gift to care about someone...
Breaking news.
Okay, let's not make a joke about.
I was reading the TV. I'm sorry.
Like you want me to be an open basket?
You be honest. I'll continue.
All right, are you sure?
Yes.
Because now I feel like I'm going to be made fun of because of how much I care about this woman right next to me. I've loved her since a starting guppy, and I still am. And I'm a future which means millionaire. And I just know. Okay.
No.
You're okay. I just know that this woman has been down for me at least as just as friends for my entire life, and I just want to get my life started with this woman since I was a young teen. And if it never happens, that's okay. I will still love her as a friend and watch her go through all these breakups and all these men that are just trying to use her. And that's just real. That's just really real.
Facts.
Yeah, and she said facts. But I want to give a shout out to my Avda Asher Chai to all. Shabbat Shalom. You guys will see me again whenever they have me as a guest. AC OnlyFans, shout out.
No AC OnlyFans.
Okay, AC OnlyFans. That's what my people know it as.
Okay, AC OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's literally.
They don't have the AC. That's the point.
The AC is off right now, motherfucker. It is hot. Thank you. Now you're hot. I've been sweating the whole night.
All right, so that's the point.
The sweater came off, so it definitely got a little temperature.
Yeah, so again, AC OnlyFans. Nah, but I'm gonna get off.
Erica, last words?
Yeah, I'm just going to say thanks for having me on this podcast and look forward to being on it again.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
I appreciate you coming on and having a intelligent conversation and having my back in some of this shit.
No, you guys for sure are going to blow up.
You did.
You guys are doing good.
You did great, for your first episode. I appreciate Label coming on and glad he's happy and healthy. The camera's still on, so don't fuck it up. We'll appreciate everybody. We're going to get into Song of the Day, and we will see you next Friday. Back to our continued episodes. Song of the Day picked by Erica is...
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
You don't remember your Song of the Day?
Wait, I need to pull it up.
It's the Blueface song, remember?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, though.
Oh, man.
Better Days. Better Days.
There we go.
Yeah.
Better Days by Blueface featuring, what is it? OG Bobby Billionaire or something like that. Is that his name? I don't fucking know. Anyways.
It's going to be called Outside Better Days by Blueface and OG Bobby Billy.
Oh, it's Bobby Billy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is Song of the Day. We will see you all next week. Everybody stay safe out there. Enjoy your weekends. We'll catch you next time.